What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mentally Gone Reacts. My name is Callie Lacerda.
And I'm Gabriella Lowe.
And before we jump into today's reaction video, we want to give a special thank you to the sponsor of today's video,
Rocket Money.
If you're anything like us and you find yourself signing up for those free trials and then forgetting to cancel and it ends up charging you, and sometimes you go on to have hundreds of subscriptions and you don't even realize that you're paying $10 here, $5 here, $20 here, and you're wondering where is all your money going?
Or if you're struggling to save up for something or someone special, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help.
Rocket Money is the ultimate financial tool, being able to identify recurring charges, and it's even able to cancel subscriptions for you on your behalf. So there's no more need for those awkward, it's not you, it's me phone calls, because Rocket Money makes canceling and ending your subscriptions as easy as pie.
Pie. Rocket Money helps you keep track of everything you're subscribed to, even the things you forgot about.
Being able to see all of our subscriptions in one place has literally been a game changer. Rocket Money is the one-stop shop for all of your finance needs, being able to keep track of all your subscriptions and never miss a beat on a payment.
By creating customized budgets and canceling unwanted subscriptions, Rocket Money will help you take back control of your finances.
It has become our personal finance superhero, and we highly recommend you guys checking it out.
So check out Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/mentallygonereacts.
That's rocketmoney.com/mentallygonereacts to start saving today.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you!
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mentally Gone Reacts. My name is Callie Lacerda.
And I'm Gabriella Lowe.
And today we're going to be jumping straight back into the universe of Harry Potter. Usually when we do like a franchise, like when we were doing Lord of the Rings, we were kind of spacing out the titles and then throwing in like other random titles that we wanted to also experience. But with Harry Potter, because it's so many films, I feel like it's better if we just focus on finishing it and then we kind of venture into other types of films, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense.
And I'm excited to get through it all.
Yeah.
It's been one of my favorite ones that we've watched so far, for sure.
Yeah, this one's called Harry Potter 4 Goblet of Fire 2005. So I have my handy dandy notepad here, and she has fire socks. I don't have fire socks, but I do have these corn pops. I'm not that flexible. That's what she said. But you guys can tell my corn pop things. And since we're in this...
That's the worst cereal, by the way.
Since we're in this zone of show and tell, do you want to show them what we picked up at a thrift store?
Yes,
like 2 days ago.
My unique, and our dog has been all over it.
Yes.
So.
Look, I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Murders. Mischief managed.
And also, somebody in the comments asked if we had a cat, and the answer is kinda.
Yeah.
We have a Siberian Husky, a 4-year-old Siberian Husky. So we walk around the house. Literally, everybody in this house has one of these. And then every time we sit down to record, we'll we should film ourselves preparing to record and give a studio tour as well. But not hundreds, but dozens of these sheets get ripped off in preparation for each recording session. Let us
know if you want us to do a video where Shadow takes the captain's seat.
But then where will what?
Yeah.
But then where will you sit?
No, where will you sit?
Where will you sit? I'll obviously take your spot.
But he really is like a cat. He's more like a cat than he is like a dog. Yeah,
he's very to himself, kind of doesn't like to be touched too much. He likes affection, but then once he's over you, he's kind of gets up
it's
and then
a few minutes and then he's like, all right, I'm getting claustrophobic.
But the answer to
that means he's afraid of Santa Claus.
That doesn't mean that claustrophobic. So if you guys notice all of these furs, it is our husky, Siberian Husky, Shadow.
I eat, sleep, and breathe these furs.
Yeah, you can't escape them.
It's probably in my coffee.
Yeah,
it probably fell in a little bit.
It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. And then one last thing. So this one was so random too, because we went to Walgreens, and apparently
Oh, yeah.
Walgreens has a collaboration with like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
And look at what we found at Walgreens real quick.
and it moves.
Try to cover your face, like look that way. Yeah. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera. I'll try my best. If it doesn't pick up on camera and I notice in post, then what I'll do, I'll just get my phone and just record it for you guys.
And it was like $12.
Yeah,
so
super cheap, super cheap.
It was really, really great find. And they also had like other Harry Potter stuff too.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
this
cool.
one's officially licensed by the Wizarding World characters, names, and Warner Brothers. So yeah, so this one, we're gonna try to find a good spot. A lot of the decoration pieces in the studio don't show up on camera, obviously, because like otherwise you'll have to have like a ultra wide camera. But we'll probably hang it somewhere close to us to remind us of our journey. So things that we collect along the way, we'll always kind of like have a place for it in our studio. I'll put this back in here.
Yeah, I'm going to be using this blanket more.
Yeah, and the blanket you'll be using. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I think that's about it, right? So we're going to be continuing the journey. We dropped off with Sirius Black being rescued. He escaped on the Hippogriff. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for the continual support. We have been trying to read all the comments of people informing us and educating us on the whole like franchise and things that we kind of like misinterpreted in certain movies or just fun facts that we can kind of take with us along the journey. And please do continue doing that, but keep it spoiler free, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw that there was a comment about how not only did the original Dumbledore pass away.
Oh yeah.
But also the actor that plays Snape and the actor that plays Hagrid.
Right, everybody's dropping off.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's going to be so much harder to watch now.
Yeah, which makes it always weird when you watch not dead people, but when you watch someone who's not here anymore.
You know? It's sad.
It is different. All right, and thank you, special thank you to everybody on Patreon, to all the patrons who have been supporting. If you want early access to every reaction and the full uncut version, you can head over on Patreon. You do need your own copy, but then we provide the timestamps so that you can sync up your copy with our copy, and we can watch it together as if we're in the same room together and just talking and just having fun. So, yeah. I'm kind of rusty, guys. I don't know what else to say. Like this whole YouTube thing gets a little weird sometimes because I am kind of an awkward person, but not really. But I am, but not really. But I am, but not really. So, my Harry Potter glasses, innit?
I'm jealous.
Unintentionally, too. Who would have thought? Not me.
You are the chosen one.
Warner Bros. Pictures. Again, with the special effects, right?
Look how cool the intros are.
Oh my god, this one kicked off pretty dark already. Skeletons.
They've been getting darker each one.
Ooh, got a snaky. I have an aunt who, if she sees snakes anywhere, even on a screen, she'll faint.
What?
Yeah. She has like a crazy phobia.
Fun fact, I was like 4 years old when I put a snake around my neck.
That's crazy.
I have a picture at a circus.
At a circus?
Yeah, in Portugal.
Harry, damn! Talk about a dark opening. Like a bunch of comments, obviously saying like, oh, like it gets darker as it progresses, which we've been feeling like with the Prisoner of Azkaban for sure. But then this one, it like really nailed that home. It's like here's some skulls, here's a snake, here's death. It's like Jesus, dude. Making some tea.
Bloody kids.
It's like Ghost Hunters. Have you guys ever watched Ghost Hunters? I used to watch that all the time as a kid.
I don't think I've seen a few Ghost Hunters.
Dude, this house definitely an abandoned crib.
Oh, I'm getting scared.
Yeah, I don't do well with horror movies. The music, the soundtrack. Oh.
Oh, Wormtail.
No, my Lord Voldemort.
Oh, that's right.
Cannot be done without about him, and it will be done exactly as I said. I will not disappoint you, my lord. Good. Just gather.
Oh my god, get out of there.
Oh my god, that's a huge snake too. It's not just a garden snake.
Ah!
Is that the snake whispering?
He tells me the old Muggle caretaker is standing just outside the door. Step aside, Wormtail, so I can give our guest a proper greeting. Father, get down!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah, my ears. Oh.
Harry!
Ooh, it's pretty loud.
What the heck?
Wormtail.
What just happened?
Wormtail is Peter Pettigrew, right?
Yeah, it's Ron's rat.
Amos Diggory, everyone. Works with me at the ministry. This strapping young lad must be Cedric, am I right?
Amos and Cedric.
Oh.
The girls are like, fresh meat. Fresh meat.
Great pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you.
And his hair is longer. Like, we didn't even point it out.
Yeah.
His hair is long, which is funny because I've been growing out my hair. That's why I'm wearing the cap, because it's just
too, guys.
it's just a lot of work to deal with it.
Get yourself into a good position.
Oh no, they're going in a shoe?
Isn't there a story of a lady who lives in a shoe?
Yeah. A
Port-
nursery rhyme.
He said a port key.
Yeah, just like the diagonally.
Oh, it's a portal. I get it. Port key. Portal. You said it's like diagonal alley?
Yeah, remember with the
Right.
fireplace?
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shoot. Look how gracefully they come down. It's like a fairy.
Welcome to the Quidditch World Cup.
Oh, no way.
What?
Oh my god, this is like the FIFA World Cup.
Look at this. Look, it's like a festival.
See if you spot Portugal, and I'll see if I spot Brazil.
Oh, they have the actual flags. Ireland?
Yeah, we got the Irish.
See you at the match. Cedric.
Is Harry gonna play at this thing?
That's a good question.
Home sweet home.
It's probably the major league players, you know? It's like the Cristiano Ronaldo's and
Yeah.
Lionel Messi's, Neymar's of
Look-
the Quidditch world.
Look how many are going in there. What?
Choose a bunk and unpack. Ron, get out of the kitchen. We're all hungry.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's really cool.
It's like those clowns in the little cars.
Yeah,
How they all fit in there.
yeah. Wow, look at that.
That's what she said.
It's like the Champions League.
If it rains,
Oh,
you'll be the first to know.
oh my god, I hate this guy so much.
Father and I are in the minister's box. My personal invitation of...
Oh my god. It's the Irish. It's a leprechaun. It's a leprechaun. I literally, the most generic thing I thought. It's like Irish a leprechaun. Look at that.
Top of the morning to ya.
Top of the morning to you, mate. Oh, look, we're going to meet the best one. It's the Cristiano Ronaldo. Number 7. Isn't that crazy?
What? Crumb.
Crumb. What the heck kind of name is that?
Quidditch World Cup.
Look, he's using his...
The match.
That's a microphone.
Hello.
Hello, is this thing on? Oh, we didn't watch the game? Crumb.
There's no one like Crumb. Crumb? Dumb Crumb.
He's an artist.
Think you're in love, Ron.
Victor Crumb? Death Eaters. Death Eaters, he said?
What the heck?
Is this another dream? Because it looks like a nightmare. It's like a stampede. I was about to say, it's pretty dangerous. He could die like that. People running, kick him in the head like it just happened, you know? A full moon. Things always happen in a full moon, right? Lupin's transformation, this attack. Interesting.
More murder!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, it's the snake.
More. Oh, he was with
Voldemort.
Yes.
So Voldemort's behind this, obviously.
Oh shoot, and they're definitely after Harry Potter. Why is he alone?
What is that?
Huh.
You've been discovered at the scene of the crime.
Crime?
Barty, they're just kids.
What crime? It's the dark mark, Harry. It's his mark.
Oh, that's Voldemort. Okay. Yeah, so Dark Mark.
The masks. They're his too, aren't they? His followers.
Death Eaters.
Oh, I got you. On the night of a full moon, Voldemort returns.
Aw, Harry wants to pay.
Please.
Oh?
What?
Oh?
You know Sirius will want to hear about this. What you saw at the World Cup and the dream.
So his dream is of importance, right? Obviously.
Yeah, because what if his dream was really a vision? Oh, that's so nice.
That's beautiful.
They look so much older, by the way,
I know, right? It's like
compared to the first movie.
How old do you think they are here? Like 16?
Yeah, I forgot how old he was turning in the first movie.
He turned 11, I think. Question, is Fred and George in the same year as them? Oh, shoot, look at that. Oh, that's such a cool concept. That's such a cool concept. It's like a submarine ship. That's so cool. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, that's like a double-headed phoenix.
This castle will not only be your home this year, but home to some very special guests as well. Triwizard Tournament brings together 3 schools for a series of magical contests. From each school, a single student is selected to compete. The lovely ladies of the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic and their headmistress, Madame Maxime.
Whoa. Look at these posh.
What the heck is going on? Look at that.
That was a crazy shot.
That's wild. Damn, look how big this lady is.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought Hagrid was huge. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is like their Hagrid. Look at Dumbledore. You saw?
He looks like a little midget. Oh
Damn,
my gosh.
that's crazy. Look at Harry standing up. He's like,
Oh no, the girls.
my hormones are going crazy right now.
Did you see Hermione's face?
I know. She's like,
The
oh,
girls
God.
do not like this.
Friends from the north, please greet the proud sons of Durmstrang and their High
Durmstrang.
Master Igor Karkaroff.
Igor Oh, shoot.
Oh shit. Oh my gosh. So these are the other schools.
It's crazy to think, right, that Hogwarts isn't the only one. It's pretty cool.
Are they also wizards?
Yeah, they're magic.
What the heck?
They're doing magic. Oh, that's Victor Crumb.
Victor Crumb?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh my gosh, like a royalty. What the heck is that?
3 extremely dangerous tasks. To explain all this, we have the head of the Department of International Magical Cooperation, Mr. Bartimus Crouch.
Oh my gosh.
Alistair Moody, the Aura.
Aura?
Dark wizard catcher. Half the cells in Azkaban are filled thanks to him.
Mad Eye.
Damn, half the cells in Azkaban. He's like a bounty hunter? Oh my god. Look at his eye.
Oh, I see.
No, he sees. You don't see like him. Oh, alcoholic.
No student under the age of 17 should be allowed to put forth their name for the Triwizard Tournament. This decision is final.
Oh, yours.
There's so inappropriate behavior.
I know.
In front of like the highest whatever.
Wicked.
The Goblet of Fire.
Oh, I see.
Anyone wishing to submit themselves to the tournament need only write their name upon a piece of parchment, throw it in the flame before this hour on Thursday night. Triwizard Tournament has begun.
Oh my gosh.
The crazy thing about these Harry Potter movies is that every other scene is riddled with symbolism, and it's hard to not want to just scribble the entire time, you know? It's like I'm literally holding myself back. I'm going to cross my arms and just try to compartmentalize anything. Oh, this guy kind of has a... You know when people don't have a trustworthy face?
Yeah.
Is that messed up to say? But that guy doesn't have a trustworthy face. It's like he has kind of like he's conniving. It's like, I'm evil.
And yeah, I know a lot of the professors and stuff kind of have an untrustworthy face.
Yeah.
How many unforgivable curses there are?
3, sir, because they are unforgivable. The use of any one of them will...
Correct. You need to be prepared.
Oh my gosh.
Not a place to put your chewing gum besides the underside of your desk, Mr. Finnegan.
Yo, Codger can see at the back of his head.
I'm here across classrooms.
Oh, I didn't know what he was doing. Oh my gosh.
I thought he was going to throw an unforgivable curse at him.
My dad did tell me about one. The Imperious Curse.
Oh, yeah. Your father would know all about that.
Imperious curse. Oh, God.
Goju.
Oh, that's like a...
Cheerio. Go, Marty.
Oh my gosh. He's controlling it.
What are you laughing at?
I don't like this.
What did I ever do next? Jump out the window?
Oh, poor
Drown
thing.
What?
How do we sort out the liars? Professor Sprout tells me you have an aptitude for herbology.
There's the Cruciatus Curse.
Correct! Torture curse.
Oh my gosh.
Crucio!
Oh, you can feel its pain.
That's not nice. Oh my gosh.
Perhaps you could give us the last unforgivable curse, Miss Granger. Avada Kedavra!
Oh my god, so that's what
Killing
the...
curse.
That's what Voldemort used on the guy.
Survived it,
Oh, look.
and he's sitting in this room.
Ooh, I'm getting full body chills. I
Oh
don't know
my
why.
gosh.
Ooh.
There's only one person who survived it. It's a crazy teacher.
I'm surprised that he's allowed to use the 3 unforgivable curses inside of a classroom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's weird. You made him watch.
Son.
Oh,
All right.
man.
They're putting their names in.
So Harry can't compete then, which is going to be interesting to see, like, other characters.
Yeah.
Whoever this Cedric is.
3 years from now, when we're old enough to be chosen.
Yeah, rather
3
you
years
than
from
me.
now.
Damn, 3?
So he's 14 here? What?
This is an age line. Dumbledore drew it himself.
That's why it's so brilliant, because it's so pathetically dim-witted. Ready, Fred? Ready, George? Bottoms up.
Aging potion. Yeah, let's go. Look at them.
Ready?
I can't believe they're 14. They look at least 16.
I think they're older. Oh my gosh.
Oh, shoot.
Fight, 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 fight.
Damn, these people are so scary looking.
Yeah, and they have like a different maturity to them than the kids at Hogwarts.
Damn, he said...
What?
He said, meet me out back.
And I was just about to say that Hermione's the only one that didn't like jump
Connect
into
with
the
anyone.
crowd yelling fight. She's very mature.
Yeah, she is. Ahead of her age.
The champion selection.
Are those runes on the border of it? Did you see that there's like rune markings, it seems?
Oh, yeah.
Magical runes.
Oof.
So one from
The
each school.
champion is Victor Crumb.
What a surprise!
I know, right? I don't want to go up against this guy, that's for sure.
His school is like a military school.
Yeah.
They all have buzz cuts.
The champion for bow battens is Fleur Delacour.
Fleur.
Okay, Flower.
The Hogwarts champion, Cedric Diggory.
Cedric, okay.
No wonder we met him.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. Oh,
Cedric
shoot.
and Victor. All right, we got Fleur, Cedric, and Victor.
We now have our 3 champions. But in the end, only one will go down in history.
Come on, Hogwarts.
This chalice of champion, this vessel of victory, the Triwizard Cup.
Woo!
Damn, look at that. Wow.
Oh, I don't trust that guy.
He did something, right? Because he went inside of the room.
God, what is this?
Harry Potter.
No. He can't. He's too young.
Can someone else put your name in for you?
Oh my gosh.
Look at the silence. Look at the silence.
Dumbledore seems pissed.
Ron seems pissed.
Oh my gosh, what the heck? What? Damn, everyone's annoyed. I don't trust this guy. This guy's got a weird face, literally.
Some adult put his name because obviously you can't pass the border thing.
But you could do that? Because that, like, what?
You put your name in the Goblet of Fire.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
The Goblet of Fire is an exceptionally powerful magical object. Only an exceptionally powerful confundus charm could have hoodwinked it. Magic way beyond the talents of a 4th year.
You seem to have given this a fair bit of thought.
Right?
It was once my job to think as dark wizards do, Karkaroff. Perhaps you remember.
It doesn't help, Alistair.
That guy was in the room. Look at him trying to cover himself up.
This is like a whodunit.
So it is possible.
Mr. Potter has no choice.
Damn.
What?
He is, as of tonight, a Triwizard champion.
What? And he's the youngest one.
Dude's 14 going against 17-year-olds. That's crazy.
Going against a military and a
freaking World Cup
oh my god.
players and whatever Vogue models.
Be cool if they play Quidditch. If they do like a Quidditch thing.
Yeah, Harry could do well.
What do you suggest, Minerva?
Put an end to it. Don't let Potter compete.
You heard Barty, the rules are clear.
Well, the devil with Barty and his rules. And since when did you accommodate them in this?
If we are to truly discover the meaning of these events, perhaps we should, for the time being, let them unfold.
Do nothing. Offer him up as bait. I mean, Potter is a boy, not a piece of meat.
She's got the right idea.
I agree. Keep an eye on Harry, will you? Don't let him know, though. He must be anxious enough as it is.
Knowing what lies ahead. And again, we all are.
Whose handwriting is that? I need to figure it out.
Yeah, who is that? So I'm in between Moody and the dude, Kirchhoff, or is what I'm going to call him.
You're being stupid. Yeah, that's me. Ron Weasley, Harry Potter's stupid friend.
What the heck is going on?
It's the hormones, I'm telling you.
I don't know what happened tonight, and I don't know why. It just did, okay? Piss off.
Damn, what the heck? Why would he want to... I mean, sure, it's like an honor to be in it, I guess, right? But it's also extremely dangerous, like they said.
What the heck's going on?
It's a broom cupboard.
You should feel right at home then. Don't mind if I use a quick let's quill, do you? So tell me, Harry, here you sit, a mere boy of 12.
12? Oh, I was about to say, what the hell?
Compete against 3 students, not only vastly more emotionally mature than yourself, to have mastered spells that you wouldn't attempt in your dizziest day.
That's true, yeah. I didn't think about that. It's crazy.
I don't know, I haven't really thought about it.
Just ignore the quill. Because you're no ordinary boy of 12, are you?
Hey, my eyes aren't glistening with the ghost of my past.
The quill is taking some independent choices right there.
Yeah, but I think she's like...
No, she's a narcissist.
Yeah,
she's
like,
crazy.
she's controlling it with whatever she's thinking.
That's what journalism is. It's all about controlling the rhetoric and the narrative, manipulating perspectives and outlooks. Oh, this is where all the owls live.
Oh, look at that. Who is this? That ain't Hedwig.
That's probably Sirius Black's owl, because he sent one to Sirius.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk, Harry. Face to face. Meet me in the Gryffindor common room at 1 o'clock this Saturday night. And make sure you're alone. Sirius.
Oh, he kept Hedwig.
The bird bite.
Ooh, and he licked it too. He was like...
I never understood people who lick their wounds. It's like, I've never licked my wounds. I've always washed it.
That's
I've always covered it or whatever, you know?
That's actually interesting that you said it that way. Lick your wounds.
Yeah,
like
just
a,
like
like a
cats.
dog would.
Cats, right? Cats lick their
Yeah.
wounds.
Harry Potter, age 12. Suspect entrant in the Triwizard Tournament.
I think that's so funny.
With the ghost of his past.
Like,
Oh,
oh my
shoot.
gosh.
It's like FaceTime.
He wanted me. I mean, it was only a dream, right?
I don't think so.
It's just a dream. Look, Harry. Death Eaters of the World Cup, your name rising from that goblet. These are not just coincidences. Hogwarts isn't safe anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying the devils are inside the walls. Igor Karkaroff.
Oh,
He was
see?
a Death Eater.
See?
What?
Oh, mother...
Heart of Stone sent his own son to ask.
What?
What's the name of the guy? Karka what?
Kakarov. It ends with off. Kakarov.
People die in this tournament.
What?
I'm not ready for this, Sirius.
You don't have a choice.
They put kids to die in a tournament? How psychotic is that?
I know.
You're probably just practicing for your next interview, I expect.
Oh, he's jealous. That's what it is. Because of the whole eternal glory thing.
Yeah.
I've had cases like that with friends that get jealous, you know, for no reason. It's part of growing up. And you're not best friends with someone if you don't fight with them at one point, you know, like have a big fight.
That's true.
It can't be goody two-shoes all the time because then it's just an acquaintance. It's just a friend. Best friends are intense.
Dean was told by Pavati that Hagrid's looking for you.
Is that right? Well, what?
It's like a messenger owl.
Dean was told by Pavati that... Please don't ask me to say it again. Hagrid's looking for you.
Well, you can tell Ronald.
I'm not an owl!
I just said messenger owl. I just said it.
Oh, come on. I want them to be friends.
What's the name of the other girl? She's Jenny, right?
Yeah, Jenny.
Jenny.
Jenny with a
The
G.
cloak. Put the cloak on.
Invisibility cloak.
Oh, swallow lamp.
Oh, great. I thought perhaps you weren't coming. I thought perhaps you had...
He brought her a flower.
What is it you wanted to show me? When we spoke earlier, you sounded so exhilarated.
What? Oh, shoot.
Get closer.
Dragons. That's the first task.
What?
Oh my god, look at them.
Misunderstood creatures.
Misunderstood.
I have to admit, that horntail is a right nasty piece of work.
Horntail.
Poor Ron nearly fainted just seeing him, you know.
Ron was here.
Oh, sure. His brother Charlie had to bring him over from Romania. Didn't Ron tell you that?
Wow. Ron didn't even tell him. He wanted him to be unprepared.
That's kind of weird and out of character.
It's because of the jealousy, like you said.
Yeah. Look, Potter stinks.
What?
It's a popularity contest.
Potter stinks.
Cedric rules.
Cedric rules.
They've got one for each of us.
Come on, Ced.
Are you serious?
And,
Look at this guy. Well, Dumbledore told him to keep an eye on him.
My father and I have a bet, you see. I don't think you're going to last 10 minutes in this tournament.
I don't give a damn what your father thinks, Malfoy. He's vile and cruel, and you're just pathetic.
Damn.
Pathetic.
Oh, no, you don't, Sonny! I teach you to curse someone when their back is turned.
Turn him into a weasel.
He was gonna use a curse. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
My father will hear about this.
Yeah.
He's gonna say it again.
Is that a threat? Professor Moody! Is that a threat? Professor?
That's his favorite line to say.
We never use transfiguration as a punishment. Surely Dumbledore told you that.
Oof, that's not good.
He protected him. He got his back, so...
Yeah, I can't decide if I like him or not. I'm still on the fence.
Oh. That's why he has a limp.
Oh my gosh. Someone did that to him, probably.
That's a full glass. Lets me keep an eye on my enemies. If I can see the whites of their eyes, they're standing right behind me.
Oh my god, look.
Well, I can fly. I mean, I'm a fair flyer, but I...
Better than fair, the way I heard it.
But I'm not allowed a broom.
You're allowed a wand.
Okay.
Oh, so Cedric is Hufflepuff. Okay, because I was wondering, like, what house is he? I didn't really catch the badge last time I saw him.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of the other houses.
I know.
The key is to concentrate. After that, you just have to...
Battle a dragon.
Oh, shoot. Aw.
Young love.
Oh my god, I hate this lady, but I love her.
Mr. Lacour, if you will.
Oof. Oh, they're picking out the dragon.
Oh, it's the dragon. They have the
Fireball.
face.
Chinese fireball. Oh, the green one seems okay.
The Swedish short snout.
Okay.
The Hungarian horntail.
Oh
Damn.
my gosh, of course.
Hungarian, too, which is like crumb.
Collect the egg. This you must do. For each egg contains a clue without which you cannot hope to proceed to the next task. Any questions?
Mr. Diggory, at the sound of the cannon, you
Is this thing rigged? Because Harry got the worst one.
I'm telling you, someone's working against him.
Oh my gosh.
3 of our champions have now faced their dragons.
Oh.
So each one of them will proceed to the next task.
Damn.
I wish we saw it.
Imagine having to sit in your tent and wait and hear that everybody did it.
And you're the last one with the worst one.
He was shaking, which is how I would get before presentations at school. I would be shaking, like full body shakes. Okay, the egg is right. Oh, look, it's right there, yeah.
Okay,
Egg's
just
right
go
there.
grab it.
I know, it's so simple. It's right there, dude. Dude, just do your wand thing and...
Eggio.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's like a scorpion.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And even the insect that he was using, the I'm Mad Moody guy,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like a scorpion. Here's his broom.
Ah! Oh, look, he's cheering for him now.
Oh, it broke out of the chain. Oh, shoot.
Oh my gosh, is that legal? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. It's not broken. Oh, it's not.
Oh, he probably doesn't have his wand.
Come on. Oh, it's stuck.
Push it up and back. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's scary, right? Free falling and a dragon's chasing you. Oh my god.
Firebolt, alright.
Uh-huh. No, did he beat the... How were they able to see it from there?
I don't even think this was meant to happen.
It was chained for a reason. Wow.
Wow! Come on, get that egg.
Wow, he did it.
Oh my gosh.
Defeated the dragon. Damn, a 14-year-old too.
Go on, Harry. What's the clue?
Why did he kiss it?
Who wants me to open it?
Everyone's rooting for him now.
I know, like what happened to Potter Stinks, right? Ooh, my God.
One, go back to your knitting. This is going to be uncomfortable enough, that all you nosy sods listening in.
Oh, they're rooting for him because they're in the Gryffindor house.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the only one who thought you'd done it. Everyone was saying it behind your back. Brilliant. That makes me feel loads better. I told Hermione to tell you that Seamus told me that Bavati told Dean that Hagrid was looking for you. Seamus never actually told me anything, so it was really me all along.
Oh.
Who could possibly figure that out? It's completely mental. Isn't it? I suppose I was a bit distraught.
Friends till the end.
Boys, look at the girl. The girls acting like they're not 100 times worse, right? Like, what's up with girls? Like, they hate each other, first of all, and then pretend to be best friends.
I have no friends.
Crazy.
Hi, Harry.
Now,
Whoa.
everybody loves Harry, because Harry's a champion now, right?
Ooh, his... Oh! What was that, Harry? What was...
Oh, my God.
Miss Granger, a plain but ambitious girl, seems to be developing a taste for famous wizards. Her latest prey, sources report, is none other than the Bulgarian bonbon Victor Crumb.
Bonbon.
Oh, shoot.
Because she sent him that card that was, like, yelling and screaming
Oh,
at him.
yeah, the mail.
Ginny, these must be for you.
I'm not wearing that. It's ghastly.
What is that?
Mr. Weasley,
Yes.
will you join me, please?
A lordly lion. Interesting.
Place
He
your
has to
right
dance
hand
with the
on
teacher.
My waist.
Everybody come together. Boys, on your feet.
The boy, look at the guy covering his face. That would be me. Oh, he's been practicing.
Look at that.
Look at that, man.
Okay, Neville. Woohoo!
Oh my God, what the heck? That's so intimidating.
Oh my God, they have to ask a girl to the dance. Oh, look, the girls are watching Victor. He's such a tool.
And he keeps looking at Hermione. It's so funny.
I think she
and
likes
she's just
it.
like, I'm going to read my material here.
I think she's faking.
Damn. That easy?
Damn, the Weasleys. Look.
Let's go.
You're a girl.
Well spotted.
Come with one of us.
Come with one of us.
I won't be going alone because, believe it or not, someone's asked me.
Damn.
Yeah, he ruined his shot when he said, you're a girl.
Whoa.
Yourself in stairs. It's a bit icy at the top.
Okay.
Dude, she's alone. It's your chance. Come on, dude.
Maybe you wanted to go to the ball with me.
Oh,
She was asked already.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, but someone's already asked me.
Oh, shit. Oh, she seems sad about it, though.
She said yes.
Don't be silly. What did you do then? What else? I ran for it.
I thought he actually...
Hi, Harry.
Right there. It's
You could
literally
take-
a reminder. It's like, hey, there's two of us left.
You could take both of them.
Yeah.
One on each arm.
One for him, one for Ron.
No, he's stuck with the girl. She said
No, he said he ran. Because then Hermione said, and she said yes, and then he said, don't be ridiculous or whatever. Nah, I don't know, right?
No, Hermione said, she said no, of course. And then she's like, oh, she said yes?
No.
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, that's like old school dress up.
Oh, that's what his mom sent him?
Traditional?
I like
They're
his.
ancient.
I like his.
Ready, Professor? To dance. It's traditional that the 3 champions, well, in this case 4, are the first to dance.
Oh man, it's a lot of responsibility.
You may proceed into the Great Hall with Miss Patil.
See?
Oh, so he's going. Oh, they're going with them. Okay.
He asked the girl out of like nervousness, and then she obviously said no.
Aw.
He made a fool out of himself. Oh, there you go,
Oh,
Cedric.
his competition.
Oh, look at Hermione.
Look at her.
Wow.
She does. I'm telling you, Harry likes Hermione.
No, he was thinking about Cho.
Oh.
He wasn't even looking at her.
She does look beautiful, though. Wow.
Okay. Oh, look. Look who asked her.
What?
That's why he was eyeing her. Like, he had his eyes on her. and then Ron's gonna see this and he's gonna flip out.
Oh my God, she's going with the number 1.
Oh my God, Ron is
World Cup champion.
Ron is gonna completely. Oh God, I feel bad for Ron already.
And she's gonna be one of the main ones to dance because she's part of the.
Look.
Hermione Granger.
And Ron was a fan of Crumb. Think about that. He was like, he's an artist or whatever, and now he probably hates him.
Oh gosh.
That's so funny. He's like,
He should have practiced with Neville. Woo!
look at Dumbledore. Oh, Dumbledore's feeling the need to breathe.
Oh.
Okay, even the cat, nice. Okay, Longbottom. Jenny. Look, it's Forrest Gump and Jenny.
Okay.
Dance like a hippogriff. I can. Damn, Ron is really jealous in this movie.
Pluck up the courage and ask me before somebody else does. And not as a last resort.
Oh my gosh.
They get scary when they get older.
Ron, you spoiled everything!
What's this about?
Damn, I do think Ron kind of sucks right now. That sucks, man. Hey, Ron, keep an eye on your sister. Hey, Neville, those hands have to go higher. Oh, what the heck? Speaking of hands having to go higher.
Oh, babe, I'm really sad for Hermione.
Hermione.
She wanted Ron to ask her.
Just like Cho wanted Harry. But again, you snooze, you lose.
Oh, that's sad for Hermione.
I used to be scared of talking to girls. So I can relate to it. Like, I can understand it. And I would have friends who were like free, just like Fred and George, you know? It's like we're unafraid. I was never that. Oh, more dreams. Oh, it's the statue from the beginning. Look, he's having the same dream in the same location.
And those are Dementors, right?
It looks like it.
Oh.
It's like the Angel of Death, the Grim Reaper.
The time is close now. Harry, at last. Step aside, Wormtail, so I can give our guest a proper greeting.
So it was a green spell, so it was Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra. The killing curse.
I suppose Victor's already figured it out.
Wouldn't know, we don't actually talk about the tournament. Actually, we don't really talk at all. Victor's more of a physical being.
Oh, no. So Ron was what, right?
I just mean he's not particularly loquacious. Mostly he watches me study.
See, Harry's not jealous of her, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he cares for her as a friend.
Yeah.
I'm scared for you.
And she cares for him.
You know the prefect's bathroom on the 5th floor? It's not a bad place for a bath. Just take your egg and mull things over in the hot water.
Okay, started kind of weird, kind of sus, my dude. Look, it's the Chamber of Secrets.
I need to see this.
What the? Whoa! Glasses go off right here. Of all the times to put on the glasses.
I need to see what's going on.
Look, a mermaid.
What the heck?
Is this the same bathroom from the Chamber of Secrets? Could you guys let me know? Because I'm actually very interested to know.
Oh no.
No, this lady.
Look at him grabbing more foam to cover himself. Oh.
We cannot sing above the ground.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Myrtle? There aren't merpeople in the Black Lake, are there?
Mer people is what they're called.
He's 14, guys. Oh my gosh.
Harry, tell me again.
People said it would get darker, not pervier.
Why don't you help Potter put his books back?
Wait, why can't they magically go back?
Do you know there's a wizard in Nepal who's growing gravity-resistant trees?
Neville, no offense, but I really don't care about plants.
Oh man.
You're sure about this, Neville?
Absolutely.
For an hour?
Most likely. Well, there is some debate among herbologists as to the effects of freshwater versus saltwater.
You're telling me this now?
Oh my god. It's a 50-50. It might work, it might not.
They will have but 1 hour to do so, and 1 hour only. After that, they'll be on their own. You may begin at the sound of the cannon.
Why does he keep hitting him, dude? That's not helping. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, he didn't even take a deep breath before he went in.
What is that?
It gives him... Oh my gosh.
He's turning into a fish. Oh shit, look at that. No, you saved Harry Potter's life.
I think, what's that swimmer's name? The popular swimmer?
Michael Phelps.
I think he has webbed feet.
That's interesting, right? He
And that's
spends
why
so
he's-
much time underwater.
Yeah.
That's weird, right?
I know, I think he was born with webbed feet.
He was born with webbed feet?
toes.
What?
That's why that's why he's a great swimmer.
What the heck?
And my little cousin has a webbed toe.
That's real? People have webbed feet?
Yeah, you could choose to cut it when they're babies, but sometimes they grow with their toes connected.
What the heck?
Yeah. Or you could just leave it connected and it could be a cool story.
Oh, she has a thing on her face.
Nice, like an air bubble. What is that?
There's something hunting them. Ah!
Oh, it's like the mermaids, probably.
Yeah, it looks that way. Is it trying to guide him? The French girl?
What? Already?
Yeah, she got pulled, right? Like, she got attacked just now. But what does it mean to be forced to retire? Does it mean she's dead?
Maybe she came up from the water and just gave up.
Yeah. Is that Ron?
Oh my gosh. And Hermione.
Hermione? Is that really them, or is this like a statue of them?
Oh.
Oh, and that's Cho. Yeah. And then who's the other girl? Is it Jenny?
This is my friend Teddy.
Oh, you can only... Oh, shoot.
Oh! Ah!
Oh my gosh.
What the heck? Oh my god, is that is Victor Crumb is a shark?
Oh, he saved Hermione.
Oh my god, that's... Guys, one of my biggest fears is sharks.
Oh, this girl's gonna die. Oh, that's why they grabbed Ron and Hermione. Moody, he was like, come with me.
You're right.
That's why.
I didn't even think about it. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the CGI was kind of crazy right there.
That looked crazy.
Oh, that's gonna haunt me tonight. Ah. What are those things? Like octopus?
Ooh. Oh, come on. He always gets the rough end of the stick. He did it.
Nice. He saved 2
Yeah.
and almost sacrificed himself.
The winner is Mr. Diggory! We've agreed. Reward him second place.
Wow. Over Crumb.
Still, life goes on. And here we stand.
Weirdo. Who is that guy again? The guy with the hat? He's
The
like he's like the head of security of the ministry or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Mr. Crouch?
Oh my gosh.
A man has died here, Fudge.
Oh my gosh.
Tournament will not be cancelled. I will not be seen as a coward.
A true leader does what is right.
May interest you to know this conversation is no longer private.
Damn, dude, he sees everything.
Yeah, that's weird.
He has like the all-seeing eye, you know?
Oh, Harry, do feel free to indulge in a little liquor snap in my absence, but I have to warn you, they're a wee bit sharp.
It was him. He did something. Cause that guy gave him like a face. And I was gonna say that I think Kakarot tried to put Harry's name because he's younger, and then he thought that it would give his, you know, it would give Victor an upper hand. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Did you see Fox over there?
Yeah, the Phoenix.
Yeah, what is that thing that Dumbledore like took out like a thing out of his head?
Oh yeah.
I like how when it comes to Dumbledore, you never really know how much he knows, you know?
Yeah, just like the time turner thing. Oh my gosh, look at Dumbledore.
And look at
Moody.
Augustus Rookwood of the Department of Mysteries.
Yeah, the same. Keep past information to know who from inside the ministry itself.
Oh, it's like spies.
Severus Snape was indeed a Death Eater. And prior to Lord Voldemort's downfall, turned spy for us at great personal risk. Today's no more a Death Eater than I am.
Remains faithful to the Dark Lord.
What?
I know for a fact this person took part in the capture, and by means of the Cruciatus Curse, torture of the Auror Frank Longbottom and
Longbottom.
Give me the wretched name, Barty Crouch. Junior.
Oh, it's his son.
Oh shoot.
Oh, the tongue. The.
You are no son of mine.
Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, I feel so stupid.
Oh my gosh.
I feel so
He's
stupid.
drinking the polyjuice
I feel so
potion.
stupid, and that's why Myrtle said it. And then Harry even quickly changes the topic.
And Wormtail was there too, and Mr. Crouch's son.
Have there been others like this dream?
Yes. Always the same one.
Yeah, that's very uncommon.
Why would he tell him that?
You know what it means as well as I.
That guy's scary.
3 drops of this, and you know who himself would spill his darkest secrets. The use of it on a student is, should you ever steal from my personal stores again...
I haven't stolen anything.
Don't lie. You and your little friends are brewing polyjuice potion, and believe me, I'm going to find out why.
It's the Moody guy.
I know, like, I can't believe they're still making it like a question.
And he talked to Neville. Remember?
Moody talked to Neville.
And he was like, "Come with me and have some tea."
Oh my god.
And he probably stole the other thing
He
too.
probably asked them. It's like, so I see you're interested in herbology. Where do you get the herbs?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the real Moody? If that's Crouch's or Crouch, the Crouch's son, then where's the real Moody? Just like when they took Polyjuice and they turned into Malfoy's friends, they had to tie him up. So where is he?
And don't they have to use a sample of their DNA or something?
Yeah, so he has to be alive. He has to be somewhere.
Professor Moody placed the Triwizard Cup deep within the maze. Only he knows its exact position.
Oh, gosh.
Diggory.
Why didn't Harry say something about the tongue thing?
First person to touch the cup will be the winner.
So interesting, right? They have to go inside of the maze.
Instead, you'll face something even more challenging. You see, people change in the maze. Oh, find the cup if you can, but be very wary. You could just lose yourselves along the way.
Interesting.
Captains,
Everything.
prepare yourselves.
Everything seems very cryptic, which I
No,
love.
It is for sure.
Every sentence to me has like 3, 4, 5 ulterior reasonings behind it, you know? Like significance.
Wow.
Look how crazy. Yeah, trusting guy who works for Voldemort to place the cup somewhere. Which, by the way, I would have told Dumbledore, like, listen, dude,
Yeah.
I think this dude is taking Polyjuice.
But I don't think he put 2 and 2 together.
Ugh, so stupid.
Come on, Harry. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Run, 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 run. Can they kill each other?
No.
Oh my god, look at the eyes. Dumbledore said that there's no creatures. There are no creatures in the thing, look. And what's up with his eyes? You see his
Oh, my gosh. What happened to her? What's going on?
I just asked, can they kill each other? Because that dude looks possessed. He doesn't look normal. It might not even be him. What if Polyjuice is being used to turn into Crumb too? You know?
Yeah.
Like...
He may be using a spell on his eyes.
Like, what if they want us to think that it's the obvious that Moody is using Polyjuice, and then really it's one of the contestants?
Yeah. You're right. Oh, no. What happens?
She's a flower. That's what flowers do.
Oh, he's sending a stress signal. What the heck?
Oh, shoot.
It's the cup.
Get down! Get down!
That was a green spell. Do you think he was trying to kill them?
No, don't stop! He's bewitched, Cedric! Get off me! He's bewitched!
He's bewitched. Someone, like, put a spell on him.
Possessed them, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Oof.
Oh, no.
You think that the flower girl died?
I don't know. I don't know what happens.
It's crazy to think about.
Look, he saved him.
For a moment there, I thought you were gonna let it get me. For a moment, so did I.
Wow. Whew. That's it. Harry wins.
You saved me, take it!
Go, go, go!
2, 3.
Together.
Oh, they made it out.
Oh, the place from his dreams. Look, Riddle.
I'm gonna scream.
Riddle, meaning
And who placed the cup there?
Tom Riddle.
Oh my gosh. Tom Riddle. Oh no.
He's been here before. See, it's not just a dream.
It's a port key.
Oh god.
It's a port key, yeah.
Harry, the cup is a port key. I've been here before.
Oh my god, get out of here. Get out of here.
Look,
Cedric,
see.
we have to get back to the cup.
Go, 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 go.
Get back to the cup! Ah!
Go, 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 go.
Oh my god, what the what is that?
I'm gonna throw up.
Ah, I just got cramps in my knee.
No! Oh my gosh!
Oh my god! Oh my god, just like that. Whole.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, what the hell is going on?
Do it! Now!
Dude, so nonchalantly, you just killed Cedric.
Oh my gosh.
The bone of Voldemort's.
servant. Willingly sacrificed. The Dark Lord shall rise again.
Wow.
What? Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Holy sh...
Oh my gosh. What is that?
Damn. Look at that. Look at his nose. Look at the slits. It's like a snake. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's so cool looking. I can't even lie. That's so insane.
Oh my gosh.
Hold out your arm, Master. Thank you, Master. The other arm, Wormtail.
What is that? What is he doing?
Oh.
Oh, these are the Death Eaters.
Death Eaters, yeah. So all of them have the tattoo, from my understanding.
Welcome, my friend.
And then he just gave them a sign. It's like a text message.
Not one of you tried to find me. Crab. Damn, nah.
Crab.
Crab
Like
and Goyle. Goyle.
See?
What?
So those are
Not
their
even
parents.
You have proved yourself useful these past few months, Wormtail.
Huh.
Shall I reveal what really happened that night 13 years ago?
Oh my god.
Dear sweet Lily Potter gave her life for her only son. She provided the ultimate protection. I could not touch him. It was old magic.
Wow.
I can touch you.
Oh no.
Right on the scar. Oh, my scar's
my
burning.
Gosh.
Ah.
Are you okay?
No, I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Oh, God.
Get up! Get up!
Oh my gosh.
You've been taught how to duel, I presume, yes?
Oh my gosh.
I said,
Oh my gosh.
He's using
The Imperious.
Imperious curse, yeah.
See the light leave your eyes!
Damn.
Wow. He's one
The
brave kid.
balls on this kid, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Dragging on the floor behind them, you saw?
Oh my gosh. I'm almost in tears.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Full body chills. This is insane. Look at that.
my
Good versus
gosh.
evil. He's struggling, though. You saw? He's struggling against a 14-year-old.
Oh my gosh. Look. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's all of the souls that he's killed. Look, it's the old Muggle man.
my gosh.
So he did kill him. So it was obviously not a dream. Now we know, but... Oh, God.
Harry, when the connection is broken,
Oh,
you
his-
must get to the port key.
his parents.
We can linger for a moment to give
No.
you some time, but only a moment. Do you understand?
Oh my gosh.
Harry, take my body back, will you? Take my body back to my father.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Sweetheart, you're ready. Let go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Run! Run!
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, she's alive.
Oh my gosh.
He asked me to bring his body back. I couldn't leave him. Not that.
It's all right, Harry.
It's my boy! It's my boy!
Oh my gosh.
That's wild. He snatched up Harry just like that in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and then what?
What was he like?
Who?
The Dark Lord.
It was like I'd fallen into one of my dreams.
It was so on the nose. I can't believe it took this long.
My nightmares.
And he's still not picking up on it? Oh,
Oh, he
God,
ran out.
he's out of it.
He ran out of it. We're gonna see it happen.
And Snape probably put a lock on his thing.
Yeah.
There are others. In the graveyard were there
Oh,
others.
God.
I don't think I said anything about a graveyard, Professor.
Oh, my gosh.
The graveyard. So he bewitched, created the Porky.
Of course. Of course. It was so obvious.
Marvelous creatures, dragons, aren't they?
Look, he's doing Hagrid's voice. You saw? Marvelous creatures.
You think Neville Longbottom, the witless wonder, could have provided you with Gillyweed if I hadn't given him the book that led him straight to it? Yeah?
Look at the tongue, you saw again.
It was you from the beginning. You put my name in the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, my... That's how he knew.
Blood that runs through these veins runs within the Dark Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Harry Potter.
Finally, now?
Oh, he's gonna give him the potion that makes you tell the truth.
Are you Alistair Moody? Are you? No. Is he in this room? Is he in this room? Hurry, away from there.
Oh, my God. He was screaming in the thing.
In retrospect, everything is always so obvious, right?
Is he dead in there? Now? Like, he couldn't have survived.
Oh.
You all
my...
right, Alistair? I'm sorry, Albus.
Oh, my gosh.
That's Moody, but then who's...
It's like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Polyjuice potion.
Now we know who's been stealing from your store,
Those
Severus.
meddling kids.
We'll get you up in a minute.
I would have gotten away with it.
Look, he took his eye.
Eye for an eye.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like a snake.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh, my gosh.
Lord Voldemort has returned.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't help it.
Send an owl to Azkaban. Think they'll find they're missing a prisoner.
I wonder how Snape feels about that. Well, he was like a double agent, right?
Yeah, that's what Dumbledore said.
Cedric Diggory will not have died in vain, and we'll celebrate a boy who was kind and honest and brave and true, right to the very end.
Wow.
You have friends here. You're not alone.
Oh, this was a crazy movie.
Yeah, what a way to wrap it up, huh?
This is for you. Write to me. Promise.
What did he say? Face what is easy and what is difficult, or what is needed?
He said, what is,
you could just leave it.
what is right
And what is
versus
easy.
what is easy, yeah.
Think we'll ever just have a quiet year at Hogwarts?
No.
I didn't think so. Oh well, what's life without a few dragons?
What's life without a few dragons? For whatever reason, that was powerful.
It's changed now, hasn't it?
That's beautiful. Beautifully tragic. Wow.
Ooh,
Mike Newell.
that's amazing. That's crazy.
Where to begin with this one? This one was very, oh God, very packed, very dark. No happy ending. Every single movie up until this point, the first, the second, the third one, even the third one had a very dark undertone, but still, it still had that redemptive quality to it where at the end everything kind of ties together in that grand hurrah. You know, it's like, wow, like Sirius gets the opportunity to escape.
Be free, yeah.
And the hippogriff as well, and happily ever after type of thing. And this one, man, it's like that scene where Cedric is his name, right?
Yeah.
Where Cedric's dad. Man, that was crazy. Because when Harry and Cedric first appeared you can see a shot of Cedric's father kind of cheering, you know, like happy and proud to see his son. And then you see slowly but surely the whole crowd just starts turning. And you hear the cry of the French girl and whose name is Fleur, right?
Fleur, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to honor every character. I don't want to keep saying like the French girl or whatever. It's like I want to Fleur. I'm not gonna pronounce it perfectly in French because I don't want to also insult the entirety of France here. But Fleur.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just a stupid American
He's butchering it.
Fleur. So Fleur. But on a serious note, on a very serious note,
I think
her cry was crazy, you know, like it's that I don't know.
I think that's what's making this conversation like a little bit harder to do. It's like, you know, there's a different weight to this movie. There's a lot of different layers.
It's not going to be as easy as the other ones because the other ones you didn't really have to deal with the gravity of death.
Yeah.
You know, like when you introduce death into something, into any art form, it gives it a whole new dimension, you know? It becomes almost too human.
Yeah, especially the death of a young person, you know, a kid in this case, you know?
And they purposely made sure to emphasize, too, because even Voldemort, as he had his feet, his dirty, disgusting feet.
Barefoot, yeah.
Yeah, just stomping on his face. He even points out the fact that, like, so young and handsome, yeah. So this kid had everything going for him. He was young, youthful, had his youth with him, had charm, had the looks, had the approval of his friends, was popular, was well respected, had a father who loved them. All of these things that most people don't even get the opportunity to even fathom that happening to them, you know, like that's like winning the human lottery in many ways.
Yeah.
And then you see him just like that, and by Wormtail is his name, by Peter Pettigrew, dude, like a rat.
Yeah.
By the servant, by this weasel, by this disgusting cockroach of a human, you know. Of all people, like the most beautiful, quote unquote, like come on now, hey,
no.
You good looking, but hey, like I'm trying to criticize this beautiful piece of art here. So for the purpose of art criticism, just like Ron was like describing Crumb or whatever, it's like he's an artist, whatever. In the context of like a metaphor, you get this beautiful thing, this beautiful representation of a human, right? Like a golden child in all estimations and all metrics. And then you get the bottom of the barrel, like the worst type of human being that even Voldemort admitted it too. Like he said that he's not loyal.
Yeah.
He was just scared.
Yeah.
You know, so he doesn't even have loyalty to anything or anyone, not even to himself. He cut off his hand, not even to Voldemort, not even to Ron, not even to Harry's parents. And then because it was that low human in that way, like in that way of representing it, destroying this beautiful thing, which is this beautiful representation of a human, this young student who had his whole life ahead of him. And it's just heavy, you know? It's just heavy. The way that Voldemort comes into existence, I feel like one thing that really stuck with me was when Dumbledore said that the winner of the Triwizard Tournament receives eternal glory, is what he said. And then that's what Ron kind of nudges Harry, and they kind of talk about in that way. And then Ron says, 3 years from now, that'll be us trying, like we'll be trying to get that. And then you could tell that Ron also wants eternal glory. You know, it's part of his ego.
Right, and that's what he saw kind of in the Mirror of Desires.
Right, glory.
Right, it was like himself being the captain of the Quidditch team, and
but he's always wanted to kind of what do you call it? In my way of looking at Ron, he doesn't want to be just one more Weasley. It's like he just doesn't want to be a +1. Like he doesn't want to be another version of his brothers, another version another reproduction of both his parents, kind of. He wants to be unique and he wants to stand out. And then I think that that's why he thinks that glory might elevate him to that standard, and that's why he hates Malfoy, and that's why he hates Victor Crumb. You know, like afterwards when he gets the girl, it's like, I don't know. I think that Ron grew jealous of Harry. Like he grew jealous of Harry because of that reason, because he thought that Harry had cheated his way to glory. And it wasn't even fair because Ron always views himself as being just Harry Potter's friend, which he even says. It's like, oh, Harry Potter's friend, Ron Weasley. So he's living in the shadow of his friend who is, by no choice of his own, great. You know, like he can't control the fact that he's been destined to.
And how ironic is that? It's like he's jealous of Harry, who has this burden, because that's what it is. It's a burden of being the person who survived an attack by Voldemort, and now has to deal with, like, you know, it's not as like sunshine and rainbows as it might seem. Like, just because his name is well known, it doesn't mean that the burdens are worth it, you know?
Right, because he lost both his parents too. It's like Ron doesn't really take that into account in the moment of his ego trips.
Has a whole family. He has, you know, he has a loving family even.
Which is all that Harry probably thought about when he visited his house in the last movie, I think. Is that like, wow, like you have a home and you have a mother and you have a father and you guys eat together at the table and you guys have this sense of community and you have brothers who look after you at school, who are always there and you can kind of rely on them. And Ron just views that as like a burden, you know. It's like, oh God, it's like I just want to get out of here. I want to be glorious.
And you know what I thought about? I thought about what you just mentioned, right? About how, like, about Cedric and Harry, because I wanted to go back to that. It's a weird thing because Harry had an opportunity where he could have left Cedric to just get taken by the weeds and he would have just been forfeited from the tournament, just like the other contestants, because that's what happened. It's that they just got, like, engulfed in the weeds of the maze and then they just were out. But then here's the weird thing, which I now gave thought to, is that Cedric said, I almost thought you were gonna let it get me, right? Like let the weeds or let the bushes get him.
And Harry said, so did I.
And then Harry says, so did I.
Right.
But I don't think that it was because he was wanting to win. I think that it was like an instinctual thing that maybe he should have left Cedric behind.
Because he would have been alive.
Because he wouldn't have, like it was like that's, it's so weird because in the moment I was like, like Harry really wanted to win like that badly that he thought about leaving him behind to get engulfed by these things. But now in retrospect, it was probably like a sixth sense that was like talking, but he just didn't realize it. Like it was like an unconscious thing where he thought like, maybe I should leave Cedric behind and then go to the cup and just win, you know. And it was because maybe there was like this subconscious, of like
sense.
What was going on Raffle.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy to think about.
That is pretty crazy to think about. And then who do you think bewitched Crumb? Do you think it was Mad-Eye Moody?
Probably, yeah.
Do you think he bewitched them?
And that's another, like, he was responsible for everything.
Right.
Which he said. It's like he gave him the guilt. So I don't put it past him. But then I don't understand if... Yeah, it had to be because just like you said, Victor Crumb was using like green magic, which was probably the unforgivable curses. And he was trying to cast it. And so the only person who introduced it to us was the Crouch disguised as Moody. So it would make a lot of sense.
Did Moody confess to the fact that he put Harry Potter into the Goblet of Fire? Like,
yes.
Like that confession was stated?
Well,
like
Harry said it. You put my name in the Goblet of Fire.
But
and then
did he confirm?
Said, I don't know. I guess I would suppose he did, because then he followed it with everything else he said.
Because the only reason I'm saying... Because at the end, for example, like when Dumbledore was talking to Harry in his room, right? He said, "I have put you in a lot of danger this year, and I'm sorry. You know, like I'm sorry that I put you in so much danger this year." Something like that. And then the Karkaroff, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Karkaroff in the flashback back a few years ago when he was being sentenced, he confessed that it was the guy's son, and the guy's son ended up being Moody. But then he said something about how Severus Snape still had like this strong allegiance and this strong loyalty to the Dark Lord. And then there was that scene when Karkaroff was in the closet with Snape, and then he showed him his thing, and then he said, like, "Do you know what this means?" So my thing is this. But then Moody told Harry about the cemetery, so he knew that the wizard cup was going to lead him to the cemetery. But then my question is, what was Karkaroff doing in that scene when it showed him closing the door very suspiciously? He did something. So I think it was a two-man game. And I think that Dumbledore, just like in the last movie, he knew everything. And then that's why when Harry was entering the maze, which I even wrote down, I think, I said...
Yeah, he gave him like a sad look.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Dumbledore looked at Moody and then he kind of looked at Harry, and then he kind of like just kind of gave like kind of in this like... I hope for the best, you know, I just hope that he makes it out alive. But I feel like Dumbledore knew, because even when he was in his office, the pensive magically enveloped itself, and then Dumbledore appears there magically. Like he's just always dropping clues, but he can't give him a straight answer.
And then there's the scene where McGonagall was saying that they shouldn't send Harry, that she's like, screw the rules, like we can't send him into the competition, and they could have probably proposed that, but then instead Dumbledore agreed with Snape, who we found out was a Death Eater, because it was Snape that said that he thinks that we should let it unfold. So Snape probably knew too that Voldemort was coming back. And then Dumbledore knew, and Snape knew, and then they all knew.
But Snape probably didn't know that Dumbledore knew that Snape knew.
Yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly.
It's like Snape is just playing this snaky card of like, maybe we should let it unfold. I think we should let it unfold and just see what happens.
And that's why he was conveniently there in the last movie. It's like he seems like someone he's a double agent. And he probably still is a double agent.
If you're a double agent,
he plays both sides of the fence.
If you're a double agent, you could be a triple agent, you could be a quadruple agent. Like, there's no ceiling of what you can do, because then you have no loyalty to anyone. And then your loyalty probably oscillates between whoever has more to offer you, I guess, you know?
Makes a lot of sense, though. And then why wouldn't he play the double agent to save his own life? He wouldn't want to go to Azkaban himself. And then that's why, you know, Dumbledore sticks up for him in that court, and then says that he's proved his allegiance, and that's, you know.
Yeah, he says something like that. Snape is a Death Eater as much as Dumbledore is at this point, because he's kind of given up that life, is what Dumbledore was trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. Like, this one has a lot of weirdness to it, because then I started thinking about this, right?
Threads.
Yeah, like it's very confusing. It's not really, which is great, you know, because it's the fourth film, and there's how many you said? There's
8, 7 or 8, yeah.
7 or 8. So it's like right in the middle almost, you know, like it's meant to make that harsh turn, that harsh 90-degree turn that flips the car and just creates chaos. I was gonna say, like, what do the Death Eaters gain from following Voldemort? Because if you're following a leader, you have to gain something. Like, what do you gain? Or do you just follow out of fear? Because then when Wormtail cut off his hand, right, Lord Voldemort, who is the equivalent of like Satan in this case, you know, like he's the opposite of, let's assume that like Dumbledore is like this god figure, this all-knowing, benevolent being from all estimation so far. Like he's looking after the best interests of everybody. He wants the good to prevail, it seems. And then you have Lord Voldemort, who just wants chaos and destruction and evil to ensue onto the world, right? So I don't know, like what do Death Eaters gain? Like, are they just followers out of fear? But then why be so loyal? It's like, can you have loyalty through fear? And then when Lord Voldemort does kind of pay back his followers for their loyalty and for their sacrifice, he gives them an artificial looking hand, which he can't really regenerate another biological hand. And that's the whole beauty of like that scene, is that here, my loyal servant, here's an artificial, mechanical looking hand, which isn't at all human. It's not biological, because he can't give you life. He can't give you flesh. He can't create life.
Right.
From nothing.
And we see that he just takes.
Yeah, he just takes from people. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think if there's anything like off the bat.
I think that maybe what they gain is that, like, maybe it's what you're saying. It's like fear, right? Like just like the Machiavelli quote. Like, if you have to choose between being feared and loved, it's better to be feared than loved. It's like that's what Voldemort kind of embodies. It's like his followers kind of all fear him, and then that's why even like Malfoy's dad was like, no, if I knew, I would have came to you right away if I knew that you were still lingering about. It's like, because they're all scared because he has already proven that he has like insurmountable power and dark power.
Can I say something then? That being the case, then doesn't it mean that if you're a follower of someone who instills so much fear, then that is an indication of your own cowardness?
Yes.
Right? Because then you see in Malfoy, for example, Malfoy most likely mirrors his father. And his father showed that when in the presence of Voldemort. He didn't show that bravado, that I'm a noble royal blood, pure blood wizard.
Yeah.
He showed cowardice, like he crumbled in the face of this lord, So my question is I think that true courage comes from not being a follower of Voldemort. And that if you are a follower of Voldemort, then you are no less, no greater than a person who opposes Voldemort. Does that make sense?
True courage is like what
facing your demons.
Like what Harry displays. It's like Voldemort, a powerful wizard who's got years, who knows how many, because the guy looks like freaking wrinkly, old and snaky. It's like years of like wizarding mastery on him, and then asks Harry to face him, and Harry just steps up to the plate, not knowing how that would turn out. He could have easily died, and he was just not accepting that fate, because he stood and casted a spell back, you know?
He took a deep breath, and then he decided to confront his demon, which is Voldemort. It's like that's his biggest demon.
Yeah.
Which, if you get into like the occult nature of it, it could be akin to integrating the shadow self, or to not integrating in this case, but confronting it.
Yeah.
It's like that's his opposite self. You know, like, because wasn't it in the first movie where they said that his wand and Voldemort's are like brothers?
Are of the same bird, of the same phoenix feather.
Which is the phoenix feather, right? So that whole idea of like being reborn. So Voldemort was born again.
Yes.
And he was resurrected from the ashes.
From the ashes.
From fire, just like Fox is in the
Yes, and oh my God, there's so much, like, this movie had so much like references to elements a lot, because there was like the underwater lake, and then there's like a lot of fire with the dragons, and then the Goblet of Fire, and then even Dumbledore saying that he set the curtains on fire. A lot of fire like imagery throughout the movie. And then what's so crazy is what you said, is that he was literally born from the fire, which is like, in a weird sense, kind of like the refining process of the soul.
Right, but then that's where I was gonna like draw the line, right? Because look, fire in alchemy is meant for that purpose, right? It's exactly for that purpose, is that you get a composite rock that's made up of like different materials and different ingredients and different elements, and then you put it under this scorching flame, and that fire is going to kind of just purify it. And so what's going to remain is going to be the purest form of that element, if that makes sense, or the purest form of that rock.
Yeah.
And so in Voldemort's case, it's not a matter of putting himself under the flame. It's a matter of concocting this artificial form of resurrection.
Yeah.
Which is why Peter Pettigrew even says unwillingly, willingly, forcibly taken. And so it's not obtained. Like he doesn't obtain immortality.
Yes.
Just like in The Lord of the Rings, like Gandalf the Grey becomes Gandalf the White because he's noble, because he falls with the demon with the Bolgog.
Yeah.
Or
the
Bolrog.
Yeah.
Bolrog, which is a demon, and then he kind of sacrifices himself in order to save his friends, and then he's reborn as Gandalf the White. And so here it's all about being forcibly taken.
Yeah.
Like not deserving.
Yeah, it's not sacrificed. It's
right.
not.
And then Harry, on the other hand, is put under this invisible flame at all time. And that's what he sees like visibly represented on screen is when he's facing the dragon, you know, like the dragon is literally on his ass, like blowing flame and keeping him on the move and kind of like just following him with it. And then to your point, when he confronts the dragon, we have fire. And then when he flies on his broom, we have air.
Yeah.
And then when he goes into the water, we have water. And then when he goes into the maze, which is green, and you see the roots kind of reabsorbing the corpses, which is going back to nature. And it's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
You know, like it's representative of all the stages of purification, I feel. You have the blackening, which is, I think they call the negrito, which is when you kind of strip yourself of all of the identifications with the ego. And so that's done through intense flame.
Huh.
And then you have the water process. I think it would be more along the lines of like dissolution, where it just like cleanses all of the residue, all of the residual stuff.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, is that every challenge in the Triwizard Tournament is like a metaphor for the challenges that we face in like our soul's journey
towards becoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the dragon, for example, is like it's like representative of like our like the biggest things that are holding us back. It's like our deepest fears. Yeah. It's like dragons are, you know, a like physical kind of like
physical manifestation of our fears.
Of physical like symbolism of like what people would be fearful of. It's like this fire breathing thing and whatever, and it chases you. And then to my point is that was like the element of fire, right? And that's supposed to represent like physical fears. Right. And then the lake is what you said. It's like it's more of the emotional aspect. It's like uncovering the stuff that's like deep within. And so like that's what we then start discovering in our soul's journey after uncovering the physical kind of like
the physical dissolution of yourself.
Yeah.
Of this over relying on like who you are. Because when he got drafted into this tournament, he went in as Harry Potter, right? And then leading up to this movie, he was known as the boy who lived. And so he had all of this notoriety, all of this respect, all of this kind of fame. And things were working for him up until that point. Like he managed to find ways to kind of get out of any pickle that he found himself in. And then this was the first time where he was absolutely alone.
Yeah.
You know, but he's never really alone, which is what Sirius Black said when he pointed to his heart and said that in his heart is where everybody resides. But which is why like every movie emphasizes the power of friendship, and that's why him and Ron have a falling out, but it's really because of Ron's own ego trips and the hormones probably and puberty and just all of that stuff. And then you have Hermione kind of sneaking her way into the tent, trying to find moments to like talk to Harry and make sure that he's okay, because it's just that loving embrace, which is what he needs. And I forgot where I was going with this.
You were saying like about friendship and
oh man,
Sirius Black. Yeah, this
movie is just very okay, right. So anyways, so then during that fight with the dragon is my point. All he has is his own skills and his own ability to get himself out of it. There's no Dumbledore that's going to come to save him. There's no Ron. There's no Hermione. There's no anyone. There's no Sirius Black. So he faces death and he faces these challenges always alone and with an audience, which is a huge, huge undertaking. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I can't even imagine that. But then he works with what he knows best, and he focuses on his skills, on his God-given innate skills, which is his ability to be a great seeker. And seeker, I think, is a double entendre. And I've thought about this ever since the first time we like heard that his dad was a seeker, is that it's this generational gold that's handed down to him, and it's also a seeker of truth.
Yes.
And so he's the seeker of the self, of the all, of the universe, of everything, but more importantly, the seeker of truth, because truth leads you to all good things.
Yeah.
And so I think that him relying on his ability to be a seeker is what allowed him to slay the dragon, because he technically slayed the dragon by, even if it's indirectly, he was able to kind of flee the dragon and also make sure that the dragon was of no threat to him any longer, so that he could secure the golden egg, which in a lot of occult mystery schools, the golden egg, not the golden egg, but there was always this representation of an egg and with a snake kind of enveloped and wrapped around it. And then the whole goal for the students that are initiated into the mystery schools of ancient Egypt, of supposedly, according to Plato's writings, Atlantean, ancient Atlantean civilization,
Yeah, and that. Sorry, go. Sorry.
Right. No. And then like the ultimate goal is to hatch out of this egg, right? But then you have this serpent that if you go to, for example, if you go to the Bible, right? It's the first story in the book. It's the story of Adam and Eve. A serpent is what represents the worldly attachments and the worldly appeal and lust for material things.
Yeah.
And so it's what deceives the soul into believing that that's all there is, and that there's good in kind of partaking and indulging in our senses and our cravings and our lustful desires. And so that's what the snake represents. And that's why Voldemort's snake at the beginning, I even wrote it down, snake equals Nagini. That's essentially like what I picked up from it. And my point is, and sorry guys, it's just that today's been a long day. Like, we woke up super early and it's kind of like really late, and it's just been a long day.
Yeah, we've been up 24 hours.
Yeah.
Since 3
crazy.
Since 3 a.m. and it's almost 3 a.m. already.
Oh, like I have like half a brain right now. So hold on. So then he distracts the dragon. He slays the dragon by tapping into his innate abilities as a seeker, his gifts, and then he gets the egg. And then the way to open the egg is underwater, which I still don't know what that means exactly. But then one thing that I wanted to say about the lake, and then I'll pass the baton. The lake is called the Black Lake, right? And on the surface, when you saw them kind of emerge from underwater, you would see that around them it was actually black, like the water looks black. But then the deeper Harry ventured into the lake, the clearer the water became. And then he had a full kind of like vision of everything underwater. And so I think that the lake itself represents the deep subconscious.
Yes.
It's like the subconscious mind. And then that's where and then that's where Ron and Hermione are located. It's like it's in the deep recesses of the mind is where he finds the treasures that are worth diving into yourself for.
Yes,
to save,
because they are his family.
Yeah,
Harry
it's
doesn't
the ultimate
have
treasure.
any family, right? And so oh my gosh, it's so crazy that you say, because that's exactly what I meant, is that the lake is, it's what you're saying, right? Like the deeper you go, like think about that metaphorically. The deeper that you go within yourself, within your like unconscious self, the clearer it becomes. The clearer,
see.
the clearer that you are able to like see
What's truly
things,
valuable
right.
for you.
Exactly.
What's truly what's worthy of saving.
Yes.
Right? And so again, like in the Chamber of Secrets, he saves the young girl, which is Ginny. And then here he saves another young girl. And it's always this motif about saving innocence. And then innocence embodied and innocence personified just happens to be this younger sister of this girl, which I didn't see at the beginning, this young, smaller girl appear among all the other equally aged girls.
Yeah,
right?
I
Like
didn't
she was
either.
nowhere to be seen. And so she just pops up out of nowhere. And then she exits with the school, and then she's in front of the class with the girl, like with the Fleur girl.
Mm-hmm.
And like that kind of threw me off a little bit, but then I understood the whole idea, you know? It's that he had to save both.
Maybe she came like with her family and not with the school,
Maybe,
you know, and
yeah.
just like the you know, in the
Spectators.
audience, yeah, like the dad, and then they just like got whoever they could that was like close to her so that she would have like some like, just like you're saying, like some motivation of saving someone. So
Right.
it has to be someone close to them.
Right. It has to be someone that they love.
Right.
Because love is the answer. And that's the whole thing too. And then
Yes.
Voldemort says that too, is that Harry's mom saved them using love.
And then they save him again.
Yeah.
They save him again, and love prevails again because he casted Avada Kedavra, right? Whatever Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra.
Again on him, and like after trying to kill him already as a baby and trying to kill him again, and he survived again.
Because of love.
Yeah.
Because of his parents, because the love of his parents.
Think about it. It's like everybody else, when that curse is casted on them, they die. The
Yeah.
spider we saw, the Cedric, it's like the old muggle man.
Yeah.
It's like they die immediately. There is no escaping that curse, but somehow Harry just is able to fight it every time because he just has love. It's like he has like a village of love.
That's crazy.
And that's why he's called the boy who lived. It's like even people who don't know him love him because he
represents the best parts of everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like he's what everybody wants to be. You know, it's not like a crumb physical sense of like aspiring to be like that or aspiring to be like a Cedric. It's aspiring to be internally and inwardly Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Which is the most noble being imaginable because he saves everybody and he's always selfless and he always, you know, like he always prioritizes the well-being of other people.
And I think that's why even his friend, like even his best friend Ron, becomes jealous because it's just that. It's
It's like he's too
undeniable.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of themes of like jealousy in this movie because like think about this. There's like this weird parallel, right, between Harry and Cedric.
Mhm.
And Cedric is a boy who has his father, and we see it from the beginning when he's like randomly introduced, and we knew that he was going to be of some importance because of that, because he was already introduced at the beginning with his dad. And then it's like Harry is an orphan kid who doesn't have his parents. And then it's like this weird parallel. Like he gets the girl that Harry likes and he, you know, is popular, and Harry all of a sudden is like being kind of ridiculed by people and kind of
Undeserving,
everyone
too.
turns their back on him a little bit because they think that he cheated his way into the tournament. And then so it's like a lot of like comparison between characters in this movie. So for Harry it's Cedric, and then for Ron it's Harry, and then it's him comparing himself, and it's like a lot of just like a lot of that like undertone.
In comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Yeah.
And it's so look, I'm gonna try my best because like this movie, honestly, I feel like I need more time with it. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to, like, by the time we watch the next one, which we have to watch closer in time because it's gonna, oh man, I need to consume these like back to back, because then it just keeps up that like momentum, and that's obviously our fault. Like, I'm not complaining, like I am complaining, but I'm complaining towards myself is my point. Because then it becomes easier, because like it's just so much information. It's just trying to like wrap my head around everything. So I'm gonna go through my notes like I usually do, and then see where we go from there.
Yeah, I feel like that's better. I feel like we're like trying to piece everything together, but it's all over the place a little bit.
But even the notes are really scrambled, you know? Like, it's not really clear to me. All right, so I wrote Wormtail equals Peter Pettigrew, and then I wrote Snake equals Nagini, and then Portkey equals Portal. All right, and then I wrote Amos and Cedric. Isn't Amos Latin for love? Amos.
Oh, yeah,
It's
like amor, yeah.
Yeah. In Portuguese, amor is love, and amu means to love. So maybe there's like something there.
And that's interesting because that's Cedric's dad, and he is completely like driven by love. Like you could tell in that scene. That scene was very like heartbreaking.
For sure. Bulgarian, I put Victor Crumb because I found it interesting how also Harry's dragon is a Bulgarian horntail.
Yeah.
And then Victor Crumb is Bulgarian because he plays for the Bulgarian Quidditch team.
Yeah.
Okay. Death Eaters equals full moon equals dark mark. Followers. Okay, so the followers of Voldemort are the Death Eaters. And then again, the emphasis on the full moon, like things usually happen, these big development moments happen during the full moon. And I always question why, right? But then it's because the full moon is what governs the subconscious. And maybe, perhaps, this might be a stretch and this might be one of those like far-reaching theories, and who knows. But again, like what if this is all metaphorical for Harry, like what's happening in Harry's head, and he's still stuck at like underneath the cupboard, or he's still stuck at the Dursleys. And then what if everything that's happening and all of this crescendo and all of this kind of climax, like all these climactic moments, is just Harry dealing with his own puberty.
Yeah.
And then on the full moon, he, you know, like all these things unfold. I don't know, like that's a random thought, but in my head it kind of makes sense, because then that's when Voldemort starts, you know, showing his ugly face, and it's in the sky, and then the Death Eaters are all starting to, you know, come, and I don't know if that makes sense though.
No, it does make sense. And then even in the scene with the journalist lady kind of saying like, oh, but like this is familiar, right? Like the cupboard, it's almost as if it was like reality breaking in a little bit. It's like he was back in the cupboard, you know?
Right.
Under the stairs. It's like a very weird thing.
Yeah.
That would be an insane theory.
Yeah, and then if you think about that moment with the journalist, she's an older lady, and I think it's safe to say that when you're going through puberty as a young teen, as I can speak for only young male teens, or for myself, but then maybe people out there understand what I'm saying. It's like you start developing this kind of attraction towards like women in general, right? And so you start kind of like thinking and stuff, and like finding teachers attractive, and certain teachers are hot, and certain teachers are like, and then you like nudge your friend and you're like, damn, look over there or whatever. But like that's my point, is that you start developing this infatuation towards the opposite sex, or towards the same sex, or whoever you're sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
But then I just found that interesting, how that could also be a fantasy of his.
Yeah.
Is my point. It's like a MILF.
Cougar.
A cougar, yeah. Like
It
who
is.
knows what his fantasies are.
And she was like pressing up against
Yeah, that was so like sexually packed
was
and
a
just
lot of that in this
tension,
movie.
right? Yeah, like a
You
sexual
could feel
tension.
the hormones, like Hagrid found the love.
Yeah, but even Hagrid, right? Like she did something to his beard, like she stuck her finger in his beard and then she licked it, sucked on it.
I think that I thought she plucked like a hair off of his beard.
I didn't understand that. I thought it was like a flea or something, and she's just eating ticks and
Ew.
fleas off of his beard.
He looks like he would have some fleas in there, especially
Yeah.
with all the animals he's around. Oh my
but we're obviously not going to adopt that theory as being true. Like we're going to assume that everything's real.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's a fictional.
Yeah, it's like we're
movie.
gonna assume wizards are real.
Yeah,
and-
like that's the most real, I think, conclusion that you can arrive at in this real world. It's like, dude, like you have schizophrenia, you have bipolar disorder, you have
You're
this,
dissociated
and
from
you're dissociating
your-
from your parents' tragedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
From you and from your messed up family that's raising you.
Yeah, like what if he did? Like what if he is a survivor from the car crash
Oh
that
my
killed his parents,
gosh.
and then that's why.
And that's why they keep saying like, no, that's not how they died. They
Yeah.
died in a car crash.
Right,
And they're
because
so
they're
adamant about it.
Because they're figments of his imagination, and that's Harry speaking through every fictional character. Every magical character is Harry embodied, and then that's why even Voldemort is his like opposite.
Speaking of his family, I just thought like, what if that snake that he released in the first movie is Voldemort's snake? Imagine that.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh my god, that would be wild.
And maybe the
It made it all the way to like.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be crazy actually.
Because think about it, Voldemort was like dying, basically. He was just this like freaking, we saw like he was like a fetus thing.
He was a
and
fetus.
so maybe he at some point got, separated from his snake, and his snake got captured, and like when he, was presumed dead, right, or presumed to be gone, and then they captured his snake, and then they put him in put it
crazy.
in confinement, and then Harry freed it, and then now all of a sudden Voldemort's back. It's like the snake and Voldemort reunited probably.
And it was his first instant of using magic, right?
Yeah.
It was the first time he used magic.
Well, that we saw, yeah.
Right. And then it involved him freeing the snake. So the first time Harry Potter used magic, he freed the snake.
Yes.
And then what if the snake developed? Because Voldemort looks like a snake. It's like that's
He
the first thing that
does.
like caught my eye is the slitted nose.
Oh my god, that was
And the
so
shape of his
weird.
face too. It's like it's all bony, but it's not really skeletal
Ooh.
looking. It's more lizard like. It's
He
more
looks
reptilian.
like his skin is cold. It's
Yes,
like,
he looks cold. He looks reptilian. He looks lizard-like. And then there's a lot of kind of reptilian stuff too, because even Mad-Eye Moody is his name.
Yeah.
The fake one, right? The son of the guy, Crouch.
Yeah.
Crouch Jr. He kept like doing the,
Yeah,
which kind of reminds me of a reptilian. It's like a
Yes.
lizard. It's like a. It's like a
Yeah.
lizard that swats flies and catches flies and then eats it, extends its tongue out and then gets it, or a snake too that goes like hisses.
And the skull in the sky had like a snake tongue. It's
lot
like
of
there was
snake.
a lot of like tongue and snake.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, tongue and there
A
was
lot of tongue in cheek humor in this movie.
there was that. But there was a lot of like snakes and tongue imagery, which I wrote down, which I don't know exactly what to make of that yet, but it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know yet. But then I wrote, Harry's dream is of importance. Okay. Triwizard Tournament equals eternal glory, which is the idea that I think Ron was jealous of Harry. I think that Ron wants eternal glory. And then it's interesting how also these young people, right, at the tender age of 14, 17, 16, whatever, well, 14 and 17, but from 14 to 17, all they want is eternal glory, which manifests itself in the environment of a school setting, in an environment of high school, for example. It always manifests itself as being popular. And what do we make of that, really? Like, what do we make of that? It's like, I've always tried to put that together, It's like, I still don't know what to make of that. And then I start thinking to myself, being likable or being liked by a lot of people is that a good thing? Like, is that a good thing for you to appeal to everyone?
Yeah.
And to be so liked by everyone?
Yeah, I think I was.
Isn't that like a trap of like societal standards?
It is.
You know, it's like you're the guy who's the coolest, or you're the guy who kind of abides by all the rules and all the structures, and you have all of the expensive branded clothing and you have the expensive branded car. So isn't that you just giving into the materialistic facade and illusion?
Yeah, and it's just being like part of the flock, you know.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like
not,
fraudulent in my way of seeing it.
I think
It's not real.
yeah, I think you like rob the world of like your truest self. And I was watching a spiritual renaissance video today, and he was talking about how a spiritual renaissance shout out
Yash.
It's Yash. But he was talking about how like not dumbing yourself down to socialize with people, but in like a spiritual sense. It's like, you know how, like, for example, teenagers, right? It's like it's all about partying and girls and drinking and this. It's like it's being involved in like the wrong things, and that's what's considered cool. It's like that's what's considered
That's what
popular.
I'm saying, yeah.
And then if you not fall victim, like, but if you fall victim to that, then you are kind of just like lowering your own energy into something, and then I wish I could remember exactly how he connected it, but then he mentioned the idea of like how doctors, right? You tell them that, look, I don't really like to socialize with humans because I don't really,
Right.
I don't really like resonate with like a lot of things that other people do. And then doctors will tell you that maybe you have social anxiety. It's like they'll try to like
they always try to give you some
they'll try
form
to say
of
like, no, like most people are social. It's like, get out there, But then what if you just don't resonate with a lot of the things that people do, and then they try to, they
diagnose you with something, yeah.
and then they prescribe you meds, right? And then it's like a whole loop, and then that's just a metaphor for like what we're experiencing.
Right. I think that the most popular kids should be the kids who push against boundaries, who push against limitations or perceived limitations, because I feel like that's a good example of a young human, like it sets the standard for other kids to kind of aspire towards. I just don't like it when popular kids are popular for the sake of their natural born good looks, money from parents or influence, which is what Malfoy kind of represents. He represents this kid who is popular, quote unquote, or I should say maybe notorious or infamous, right? Because he has people in his own clan of Slytherin kids who like him and who fear him maybe, or fear his father.
Yeah.
But then that's the only purpose. And then Harry is growing in popularity because he represents someone who pushes against the boundaries, someone who always prevails, who faces dragons. It's like, how many dragons has Draco Malfoy faced?
Exactly. Yes.
You know?
Oh, that's so crazy.
Then how many hippogriffs has Malfoy tamed or ridden,
Yeah, he gets attacked. It's like I wonder what his like arc is going to be, especially with his dad now being revealed as like a Death Eater. Like I genuinely hope that he has like a turnaround where he sees his dad for what he is and sees like the dark, aspect of like whatever he's involved in, and then maybe switches to like the good side. But then we don't know that because his friends' parents are also Death Eaters.
Right.
Because we saw like Crabbe and Goyle, which is the names of his friends. So that's such a weird thing. And also it's interesting because they all refer to each other by their last names, because in that group, the last names are prestigious.
Right.
It's like Crabbe, because I thought that was their first names. I thought their first names were Crabbe and Goyle, but I guess it's their last names, which now makes sense. It's like they refer to each other as like Malfoy, Crabbe, Goyle,
And
then
it's why Malfoy is the only one I think that refers, well, not the only one, like him and his father refer to Harry as Potter.
yes, Potter and Weasley. It's like
Weasley,
they kind of just like
Granger.
Yeah.
Granger, right, is her name?
Right,
Hermione
Granger. So it's like they associate the names with the status, the last names, I mean, the surnames, which is like something that's been known in history. It's like surnames would kind of like determine what status you fell under. And then the interesting thing is that Harry, who has real friends and not these like follower friends like Malfoy, they all refer to each other by their first names, which is like the normal way to do it.
Exactly.
But it's really, I don't know. Anyways, I went off topic there. But
No, but that's a valid point. And it's very valid. It's very interesting. But then it's going to be also interesting to see how strong legacy is for Malfoy and how much his reputation actually influences his whole life. Because then it becomes a matter of like generational curses and generational traumas. It's like breaking from under his dad's shadow. And we see that his dad himself is no less or no more than Peter Pettigrew. It's like it's the same level of status within this hierarchy of fear that is ruled by Lord Voldemort. So Lord Voldemort treats everyone as if at any moment he's going to just Avada Kedavra and kill them. And so every servant is kind of at the mercy of this ambiguous creature, which looks like a reptile.
Yeah.
And is cold-blooded, just like you said, has no ounce of love in his veins. It's like he's cold, he's pale, you know, he relies on the blood of another human, which is beautiful too. Like now that I think of it, it's the blood of the enemy, and the blood of Voldemort's enemy has to be the opposite. So when you have like a mortal enemy, which in this case is the case, it has to be the opposite. To become a mortal enemy, that person is the polar opposite of what you are.
Yeah.
And so Harry Potter's blood is what vitalizes Lord Voldemort's vessel.
Huh. Oh my gosh.
And
like
so
his bloodshed is what,
It's his blood
Yeah.
because then blood in the body gets reproduced and it multiplies and it grows in amounts. And so your body produces blood. And so that's the whole idea, is that it's Harry's blood is the source of life for Voldemort's vessel.
Oh my gosh.
So that's essential. So if you had a doppelganger, for example, and you used as a fuel, as a vitalizing fuel, you used your own blood, then how different is that doppelganger vessel from you? Are you in that doppelganger even if they look like a lizard?
And then can't vice versa be said because of the scar on Harry's head? So it's like they are like intertwined both ways. So like how different is Harry from Voldemort
yeah.
and then vice versa?
Yeah, because even when they were putting together the concoction, Voldemort's body or his foundation is built off of the bones of his father.
Yeah.
And so I don't know who his father is, and hopefully we get to know more about his like backstory. But it's interesting because then that also gives us a glimpse into who and what Voldemort might become.
Yeah.
Or is, because that's an interesting choice. So he's building off of what you can. It's the only thing that you can build off of, right? So even if you're going to create this Frankenstein's monster, right, you're going to use something that's familiar to it. And so you can't really create matter out of nothing. It's like you can't. The only way to do it in Voldemort's case is getting from his lineage and then building the foundation with that, and then the cement is kind of like Harry's blood.
And it's interesting you mentioned Frankenstein, because I think that on the grave, I think it's his parents' grave,
and his own,
as well as his own, and his mom's name is Mary, like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh shoot, that's crazy! I didn't catch that.
So that's pretty.
I thought of like Mary Magdalene.
Or that, yes, that too.
I thought of like Mary, Mother of Jesus.
That
type of
too,
thing,
and
you know?
that's why he's Lord Voldemort.
He's the Dark Lord.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's insane. That would be an insane.
So again, like he's like so he's the polar opposite. It's like when you turn. I don't know how to explain it. It's just contrasting. It's just the same thing, but a different filter applied over it.
Right.
You know, like if you apply this filter over Harry, you're going to get Harry Potter. And then if you apply this opposite filter over this thing, then you're going to get Voldemort.
Yeah.
But it's one and the same.
But it's the same, yeah. It's, yeah, they're literally, oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
And then Voldemort has followers, just like you said, that Malfoy has friends, but Malfoy has followers out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And then Voldemort has followers out of fear. And then Harry has friends out of love. And so Harry even befriends like professors and stuff who are willing to sacrifice their lives to save him.
Huh.
And yeah, it's just a legacy of love versus a legacy of fear. I think that's what Harry and Voldemort represent.
Oh my God. It's, yes.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Because I think we've talked about this, that hate isn't the opposite of love, but I could see how fear could be kind of the opposite of love.
Yeah.
Because you can't love something that you fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can only fear losing something you love, but you can't love something that you fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's pretty wild to think about.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so Mad-Eye Moody equals bounty hunter of Azkaban, because his introduction was that half of Azkaban was placed in there because of him. So the original Mad-Eye Moody, which we only saw towards the end, he's like a bounty hunter. And his eye is crazy, which I wrote somewhere here. But during the Black Lake trial, he was counting or keeping track of the time using a pocket watch.
With an eye.
With an eye in the middle of it. And then his eye, he was literally able to turn it in the back of his head. And in that scene where that student says like, oh, like this guy's got like eyes in the back of his head. And then he threw the chalk at him and said, and I have ears that go across the room or something. I can hear things from across the room. When that student said that, I don't know if you saw, but he was writing with like one eye, like his normal eye writing, and then his other eye flipped to the back of his head. And so he has an all-seeing vision, which is a magical eye, obviously. Like, it's not supposed to abide by the normal laws of physics and biology. Like, it's a magic eye. So wherever it looks, it sees. And then I feel like that's why Dumbledore told him to keep an eye on Harry. Because, like, think about this. This is wild to think about just how genius Dumbledore is. By telling Mad-Eye Moody to keep an eye on Harry, all Dumbledore has to do is know where Harry is, and he's able to keep an eye on both.
Yes.
You got what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
If you have like a dangerous student in your classroom and you're a teacher, then you're going to kind of feign trust towards that dangerous student and try to like feign friendliness and say like, hey, like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I want you to keep an eye on that student over there because I don't know, like I think that you have this honorable. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, yes.
I just don't know how to word it because
like,
my brain is half on right now.
It's like this. Look, you're saying that Mad-Eye Moody would be that bad student.
Right.
So you want to convince the bad student that you think that they're the good student, right? And then you have them watch over the student that you actually want to keep an eye on, right?
And then you keep an eye on both of them.
Right, exactly.
And that's why Dumbledore on purpose has all of these people around him. Like even when he got the opinion of Minerva and the opinion of Snape, Mad-Eye Moody was in the room.
Yes, because think about this. It's like there's no coincidence to who's getting hired every year.
No.
It's like he wasn't the dark arts teacher. Who was the dark arts teacher last year? Lupin. Oh, it was Lupin. So, but either way, it's like, I don't think there's any coincidence. Like, even Lupin wasn't a coincidence of being hired last year as the dark arts teacher because he wasn't it the year before.
And Dumbledore has to screen all of the hires because he's the headmaster of the school.
And why is it that it's only the dark arts teacher, right? Because wasn't the first professor that had Voldemort on the back of his head, was he the dark arts teacher?
Yes.
He was, right? And they said that
Mhm.
Snape wanted to be the dark arts teacher, but he instead was like a whatever other class he teaches with potions, right?
Mhm.
But then my point is that why is it that it's always the dark arts?
I could tell you why. Or why I think so. It's because for you to be able to teach something, you have to be a master of it. And in order for you to master something, you have to live that something. And so that's why every dark arts teacher has a darkness behind them.
Right.
And I feel like that's why. Did Snape ever teach the dark arts?
I don't think so.
He substituted for Lupin on the full moon.
Right, he did.
Right. And why did Snape substitute? Because Snape used to be a Death Eater. And so you have all of these like people who are not foreign to darkness.
Yes.
And then Mad-Eye Moody, the real Mad-Eye Moody, was responsible for putting half of Azkaban in prison. So he lived that life of always chasing darkness, being around darkness, being completely immersed in that world of darkness, which is like if you get like a true crime detective, you know, like those like old school detectives.
Yeah.
It's like every day is a case. It's a headache. Oh, God. It's like I got to figure out this murder. It's like their whole life revolves around figuring out how to solve for darkness.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why it's the defense against the dark arts. And then I'll go even one step further to say that the teachers that are chosen are specifically, in my opinion, because I think Dumbledore is setting all of these plays up. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. Like, there's no other way to explain it. Like, he's very slick, and he showed us with the whole time turner thing. But my point is, I think that he chooses these professors to teach the broad classroom, the curriculum, the basics of what every student that has ever gone through Hogwarts learns, all the basics, just like every school, every public school, private school, whatever. But then he chooses unique professors to teach Harry.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So he plays a double game.
It's all meant. That's my point. Is that I think that it's all meant for Harry, but I don't know how much Dumbledore really knows. Like, did he know that Quirrell was holding Voldemort on the back of his head? Did he know that Lupin had a connection with Sirius Black, and that Sirius Black would escape, and that they were literally friends, and they created the Mordor's map? And like, did he, like, how much he had to have known that, right? That they had, like, think about this. Lupin, right? Lupin is his name?
Lupin, yeah.
Lupin is a werewolf. He had to have known that his professor was this animagus that turns into a wolf, right? A werewolf, and he still hired him to be around children
because of Harry.
Because of Harry, because of his connection with Harry's godfather.
Right. I think that Dumbledore knows
so
everything.
Strange.
But I think that it's all deliberate because he doesn't involve himself unless it's absolutely necessary, which is why he broke into the room right when Moody was about to kill Harry, right? Because he said that I'm going to be known as the one who silences Harry Potter. And then Dumbledore barges in with Professor Minerva. Is it Minerva her name?
Yeah, McGonagall.
So it's Minerva McGonagall.
Yeah, her first name Minerva.
Minerva. I have to later research Minerva because I feel like there's like an ancient myth
like
revolving
deity.
about Minerva. I just can't think about it right now because my brain is
Mine too.
But so Dumbledore gives me that vibe where he sets up the plays and he does everything in this way, but there's also risk. So he can't control everything, right? So there's risk. And that's why that scene, when I noticed that he gave Mad-Eye Moody a look and then he gave Harry a look, almost as if this could possibly be the last time that he sees Harry and Harry could possibly fail.
Yeah.
So it was out of his control the moment Harry walks into the maze. And so he can't control every variable, but he can control the whole politics and the game making and the setting up the stage. And so he sets up stages and then he places Harry inside of this maze, which there's another myth about that too, about a minotaur, about a famous king I think it was the king of Greece or something, and I'm butchering it, but I apologize. But the whole, like, the gist of it is what's important, is that there was a king, and then he was so obsessed with power that he kind of neglected his wife, and then his wife kind of had a child with this monstrosity of a creature that was like a complete animal or whatever. And then, or no, she pretended to be a cow in order for this bull to mount. No, wait, what was the story? There's probably people out there who know exactly what I'm talking about, but essentially she had this abomination of a child that was half bull and half human.
Yes.
And then instead of disclosing that to all of the residents of this empire, they decided to create a maze where they hid this monstrosity, this half bull, half man, in this maze, and then would periodically get young people
to try to
feed this monster until eventually one hero, which I forgot the hero again, but a famous Greek hero, I believe, he went and he slayed finally this minotaur and then laid to rest this need to sacrifice this endless supply of youth. And so the whole civilization was sacrificing their youth in order to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, I don't even know. Oh man, like this reaction is kind of like all over the place.
Don't worry, it's still good.
Okay.
But
yeah, so it's all for Harry is my point. And then he places Harry in this maze. And then Dumbledore even says that a lot of people lose themselves. It's easy to lose yourself in the maze.
And it's not a coincidence is the whole point, is that he got Moody to place the cup. It's like, why him of all people?
Because he knew.
It's like, why not himself? Why not someone, like, why not the
Right.
person who makes why not the person who makes the rules or whatever, right? It's like,
And who does make the rules?
well, the guy that got killed is what I was going to say.
But he created the Triwizard Tournament?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah,
but
maybe.
well, at least he was the one that
Right.
like
Unveiled
transposed the rules. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, but to my point is that it's no coincidence that he barges in on the right time, and it's like, it's very strange, but it makes a lot of sense what you're saying. It's that this, like, I think that he sends Harry off to be the hero that you're saying, who finally slays the dragon.
Right.
It's like slays the dragon literally, but also metaphorically. And then in this sense, which now I'm starting to think, it's like, what if Dumbledore is trying to find a way where Harry, like, can kill Voldemort somehow?
Yeah.
Because their destinies are intertwined. It's like he's already tried to, like, kill Harry before. But it's like some weird thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of destiny. I think that Dumbledore might know that Harry's destined to have his fate intertwined with, like, Voldemort.
Exactly.
And so it's not one of those relationships where, like, Dumbledore is trying to shield and protect Harry from all danger,
No,
specifically
he doesn't at
Voldemort.
all.
Because if you think about it, Dumbledore's a really powerful wizard, right? Like, he's the headmaster. He's this wise, old, gray-bearded wizard. And so he represents the epitome of wisdom. And so when you get the epitome of wisdom, and the epitome of wisdom deliberately places you in the face of danger, then you know that whatever choice that was the wisest choice.
Yeah.
And so playing in that game, we understand, for example, in clinical psychiatry, right? The best way for you to get over your fear is to confront it. And so they have gradual exposure therapy where if you're afraid of cockroaches, for example, you start off, for example, with a session where you are exposed to images of cockroaches. It's like one image. It's like one session is just one image like one from far away.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly but surely you graduate to the point where you're holding one in your hand.
Yeah.
And then that's when you overcome your fear. And so I think that that's what the dragon always kind of represents in these like ancient myths and ancient stories, is the dragon is the mythological creature that encapsulates the repressed fears and the repressed subconscious of man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then that's why the hero always has to slay the dragon.
Yeah. Yes, oh my gosh, exactly.
And then the wisest wizard would know that to create the strongest wizard that could potentially combat and face the darkest forces of the world, they would have to place them in multiple trials, which is what Joseph Campbell identified as the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you go through a series of tests and trials, and that's akin to real life too. Like everybody has their dark night of the soul, everybody has their crucible, everybody has their moments of transformation, of enlightenment, and it usually is back to back with moments of pain and suffering. It's like it's the ultimate, it's at the point of maximum suffering that you have maximum transformation. And that's why the cross, again, like the cross is an X essentially. And so you're pinned to the cross and you're made to suffer, but then that's where you transcend. And then you rise again, and then you are resurrected. And that's Gandalf the White. That's what he became.
Yeah.
And I think that it like in this case, the opposite of that beautiful allegory is when you do it kind of the way Voldemort did it, which I've never seen really. Like I've never thought of it that way. It's like, because you hear a lot of these stories of these honorable spiritual lessons, right? And these tales that are told, and these parables, and these religious texts and sacred texts, and you understand what it means, you know, but then you don't really think about what would happen on the opposite end of the spectrum. And that's what we saw.
Yeah.
It's like that's what Voldemort figured out. It's that the unwilling conjuring of oneself into existence.
Yeah.
Without deserving, and for the sole purpose of destruction and chaos. And so what does that produce? It produces that monstrosity of a human.
Yeah.
And it was in the maze too. And so Harry went in the maze and he found this minotaur, like he found this diabolical monstrosity of a creature, yeah, which kind of looks human, but it's not really human. And then I'm trying to think here, right? And then look at this trip, right? Which, bear with me, but it's called Mentally Gone for a reason. But what if Lucius Malfoy, more specifically, because something about that guy is like really like bothering me. Lucius Malfoy, right? He is a loyal follower of Voldemort who represents everything that we just said. It's this disingenuous rise to power, you know, this feeling of deserving to exist when you really didn't do anything to deserve this reincarnation, this resurrection. I think that Lucius Malfoy is devoted to Voldemort because of the reason that he's too attached to his earthly life, to his material wealth, and to his material gain. Yeah. And so that's why it's easier for him to just decide to make a conscious decision, because you decide to follow something or to follow someone. He decides to follow Voldemort because Voldemort is a reflection of his own insecurities in terms of not being able to confront his own reliance on materialistic identity and ways of identifying one's ego. And so that's what Voldemort is. It's this unresolved dragon that Lucius himself was always too much of a coward to ever confront.
Yeah.
And then his son becomes the same thing. Just a coward who always crumbles under pressure, in the face of disaster, in the face of chaos. And I just found that interesting because it ties back to what we were talking about before. Like, what type of character would follow Voldemort? And that's exactly what it is. And then what type of character would confront Voldemort? And that's when you have people like Harry Potter. And then that's when you have people who are courageous enough to face it.
Yeah. And I think that there's no coincidence, like what you're saying, that Malfoy is very much like his father, and then in a sense Voldemort is like a father for Lucius.
Right. Exactly. It's the ghost of his father.
Exactly.
And that's what we always kind of seek and follow in this world, is like we're always either you're chasing the ghosts of your past or you're trailing new roads. It's like one or the other. And then Harry, like, he has every reason to kind of just sulk in the tragedies and the pains of his past, and he doesn't. And he chooses to trail forward, and he chooses to confront new adversity head on. It's like he could have cried, you know, like when his name got pulled out, but he stood up and he confronted it and he faced the dragons, even though it was unfair. Like, he didn't have any answers.
And I think that that's why he kind of like scoffs and gets, you know, like appalled by the journalist lady writing that he has the ghosts of his past like glimmering in his eyes. It's like, because if anything, his eyes are always set ahead.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
they shine with hope.
Right. It's like he's not one who dwells, and he's not one who kind of, you know,
who even entertains that type of stuff, you know, who cares about it.
Yeah, like he even spared Pettigrew. It's
Right.
like that's the most telling sign.
Which at the end of the last movie, the crazy prophecy tarot lady who read in the teacup, she said
Yes.
that servant and master
Will be reunited, and I wrote that down because they
That's
were
crazy.
in this movie finally reunited.
And that's how it opens up. Yeah, like that loose end tied up.
Oh, that's crazy. Because I thought that it was like Ron and his rat are reunited, but it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
That servant and master, because Pettigrew is literally a servant, and servant is not a friend. You get what I'm saying? It's like everyone who follows Voldemort is not out of care for Voldemort. They are literally servants, like Dobby was for Lucius. It's like they are just.
That's crazy to think about, because then again, like, there's a lot of emphasis on the words willing and unwilling and forcibly taken.
Yes.
And so if you think about willing servitude is the highest form of love. When you're willing to serve someone, I think that service to others is the best way to show love, period. Like, that's what I believe. It's like, that's the end of discussion in my book. It's like serving is like being of service.
Yeah.
And then when you're unwillingly of service, I feel like that's the ultimate form of taking advantage of, just manipulation, hatred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then you enter the realms of like slavery, for example. Like, that's unwilling servitude.
Exactly.
And we all know how that ended up, you know? It's like then you compare the two, and then when you're of service to someone willingly and you do things out of your heart's content, which is what Harry did for Cedric, and it's what he did for the sister of the girl.
And think about this, right? Like everyone who is part of Voldemort's, like everyone who's like a Death Eater has it's not, I thought it was a tattoo.
Dark mark.
But it's a scar. It's cut into them. And then it leaves that black mark, which is why Harry now has that scar. I think it's like something that was like cut into them.
Oh shoot.
And then but with magic it's like sealed into their skin. But then the interesting thing is that for Voldemort, he literally needs like a tangible kind of like etched, you know, kind of like motorcycle gangs, like for example, allegiance. They get their backs tattooed to show that they are part of this gang, and then that's how you kind of like initiate yourself into the group or whatever.
Yeah, just like in prison too. In the prison shows I've watched, they kind of force members to get tattoos.
Yes.
In order to solidify themselves with that certain clan.
Exactly. And just well, it's a bad example, but the Nazis, for example,
that's the word I was trying not to use.
They
yeah,
wear like
fine,
the symbol that they wear, and then it's like the difference is that in Harry's case, he doesn't have anything physical of the love. Like
of his devotion towards the greater good and love.
Yes, but then my point is that like he has his parents with him in spirit.
in
That's
his heart.
it.
Yeah.
It's like there is no tangible anything. There is no etched. It's like we are tied by there is none of that because that's just how powerful it is. It doesn't need to exist in any physical realm. It's like, so his parents' love is so strong spiritually that it manifests itself. And then for Voldemort, it's like in order for him to be able to have these servants, he literally has to scar them.
Right.
He literally has to bond them to him physically.
Right.
Where he can call them by like activating this thing.
Right.
And they teleport to him. It's like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. Do I move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so
like I'm so out of it
Me
today, guys,
too.
and I apologize, but it's also like we know that we take a long time to like post videos, and it's not necessarily by choice, it's just like life stuff. But then today was Monday, or is Monday. It's just that it's already 12 a.m. Today's Monday, and we just both agreed that we're gonna just
push through it.
Yeah. And things don't always have to be perfect, and we don't always have to be perfectly clear-minded and perfectly rested to do this, because then we'll never do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you keep relying on this ideal, and then every time that you go to do the thing, you end up just adding on to reasons why you shouldn't, and then you create this unreasonable standard of all these metrics that you have to reach personally in order to even sit down and record. So today we're like, all right, let's just sit down, record it, and just start rolling this ball. And so hopefully with the next one, the goal is to just be more clear-minded and more well-rested and kind of find our groove through it all.
Yeah, but then also we like eventually we could do like analysis, like podcasts and stuff, like we
Right.
can do in like deeper in like dives into these movies and stuff.
Which we'll inevitably do at the end of, because I've been wanting to do that for The Lord of the Rings, and I even bought the book too, which I'm gonna share in like a future video. Like I'll like share about it and maybe even do like a chapter by chapter review and my first impressions and thoughts. But then my point is I want to also do a podcast where we talk about the whole Lord of the Rings universe and just dive deeper into it. And then the same thing with this Harry Potter franchise. You know,
Yeah,
it's huge.
because there's so much that we still don't touch on in these long discussions, even though they're hours
that we
long. It's
forget.
like there's so much still.
There's no
that
way to
we-
cover everything.
Yeah, there
You
isn't.
can't.
But to my point is that it's okay. Like there,
yeah.
you know, anytime you post anything, there's always like that you know, cloud of like expectation that you have to meet and stuff. But it's okay. Like,
Especially with a beloved franchise like this, it's because
Yeah.
part of me thinks deep down that I have to kind of honor people, like, because there are people who love this franchise, and so I just don't want to let them down, and I want to kind of be of service to the art and just be of service to just giving my all and just being able to fully be present during each viewing and to fully give my thoughts and opinions based off of my, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
give all of my soul, which is a concept that I've always lived by, and it's called Meraki. And that's what that word means. It's like giving a part of yourself into everything you do. And so that's what gets in the way, because then I feel kind of tired and I know that I'm going to have a foggy brain, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm going to let them down because I'm going to like
but
leave out.
but
whatever.
you're not.
But then I'll make up for it in the next ones, and we'll just keep it moving. But all right.
Everybody tell him he's not.
Anyways, we have the unforgivable curses, which I wrote down. We have the Imperious curse, which is to manipulate. We have the Cruciatus curse, which is Crucio, and it's to torture. And then we have Avada Kedavra, which is the killing curse.
Isn't it funny how it sounds like abracadabra, like the
It does.
magic?
I thought it was.
I
I
was
thought it
like,
was. I
what is
almost
this?
wrote it. Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I just thought of something. No, listen.
I'm listening.
Abracadabra. Don't magicians usually use that when they make something disappear?
No,
It's
when
like
they make
say-
something appear.
When they make something appear?
Yeah. And so
Oh.
Avada Kedavra makes something disappear, which is the soul. So it does make
Oh.
sense, I think.
I thought that they say when they say like abracadabra, and
sure.
then they reveal, and then it's like gone. You know, it's like the
It could be that, but then to me, like I just thought of them taking out a rabbit out of a tall hat, and then they say abracadabra. But then it could be disappearing. Like you could be right. I don't know, but it's obviously like a play on that word.
It is for sure, which is funny, right? Because it's like this is about magic, but it made like a reference to the corny magic that you would usually associate magic being. But in this one, magic is very dark. It's not corny. It's not. Yeah. It's not magician bunny hat. It's It
got the most generic and corny.
Yes, the corniest one.
And made it the most dark and deadly thing.
Oh my gosh.
By changing a few letters.
Abracadabra.
That's crazy, actually.
Abracadabra. Oh my gosh.
And then I just wrote down Fleur, Cedric and Victor, and then on the back I wrote Moody, Karkaroff. I literally put equals sus because I was trying to figure out like which one put Harry's name inside of the Goblet of Fire. Daily Prophet, I found that an interesting name for a newspaper, Daily Prophet. Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Daily Prophet. Is that on the poster of the Sirius Black?
That's a good question.
I hadn't even see that.
No. It's just like a poster. Have you seen this wizard?
Yeah.
Daily Prophet though, pretty cool name. I just wrote that down because I found it really cool.
Prophet.
What are you going to do about your dragon? Someone asked him about that. What are you going to do about your dragon? So I just wrote that down because then to me it's what we already talked about, how the dragon represents the deep, unresolved recesses of your own insecurities. Yeah, I think it was Ron. Mermaids equals sirens equals merpeople. I said that too. Sirens are pretty interesting, and how it was like singing. And there are tales, right, of fishermen and men who go out to sea and they get lured by the singing of the sirens, and then they end up drowning, which is very poetic and very interesting, but maybe too deep to try to unpack here.
No, but then they end up being killed.
And then they drown, because they're lured by the beauty. And then when he's actually confronted head on by all of those merpeople and by the mermaids and the sirens, they're ugly looking. It's like they're nothing like they're depicted in legend, but their voice is heavenly,
Yeah.
Which I don't know what to make of that yet. Again, there's probably too much to unpack right now. Tibetan turnip is mentioned, which I think is a healthy and subtle nod towards Buddhism, and towards the idea of like being a bodhisattva, which is what I think Harry is, if you kind of apply that filter of Buddhism. He's a bodhisattva, which is a person who has dedicated their lives to enlightening every human being on the planet, which is an impossible task, but that's why it's an eternal one and it's the most noble. Because even knowing that it's never going to happen, you still dedicate your life to something, even knowing that all the odds are pointing opposite.
Against you, yeah.
Yeah. And then Moody equals all-seeing eye equals pocket watch. I think that his eye is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a subtle reference to the all-seeing eye. Because he's able to see everything. But then he doesn't see everything. And then Dumbledore sees more than he does. And then that's when he gets usurped by Dumbledore. Because Moody, by all estimations, was supposed to be this all-seeing eye because he literally has it on his face. But then Dumbledore has one right here, which is in his third eye.
But I think that's what, like... That's like what, like it shows the cracks and that he's not the actual Moody also.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't have the full ability of being able to see everything like anyways because he's actually Barty Crouch Jr.
And that getting the physical eye doesn't necessarily give you the powers that come with having the spiritual eye,
right?
Which is what Dumbledore that has.
Yeah.
And then with the pensive, which to me is probably sounds Latin for like when you're pensive. It's like when you're deep in thought. It's like that's what it gave me the vibe of. And then when Dumbledore even says that when you're like me and you have like too much to like remember or to think of, then you just cast them
the
away.
thoughts away, yeah.
And then when he said that is when it clicked to me. It's like, I thought this guy probably has so much going on in his brain. Like, he has all of this developed. And that's why I think that he, like, sets up all these plays.
Huh.
So, yeah, pensive. Snape was a Death Eater, which was crazy. Maze equals people lose themselves. We're talking about that. Face what is easy versus what is right. What is life without a few dragons? So that's what Ron said. What is life without a few dragons? I think that that's a beautiful quote, you know? And it just kind of all, like, it ties all of it together. So overall, I think it was beautiful. It's masterfully done. Like, it's very tragic, but I think that there's beauty in that. It's very raw and very visceral and very real. Like, you feel it. You feel how intense things are getting. You feel how real things are getting. It doesn't have that PG-13 magical aura around it, you know, that everything's going to be okay because our hero always finds his way.
Yeah.
And this one, he couldn't save everybody. And yeah, like, I'm just excited to see the future ones.
And I think that that's telling, right? When Dumbledore finally comes out and says that there was a murder and he says that it was Voldemort. And it's like, now people have to know his name. It's not he who can't be named and he who shouldn't be named. It's like, you have to know his name because now he's a real threat.
Yeah.
And now there is no denying it, and there is no, like, there is no shielding from it. It's like shielding will only make things worse.
Yeah, just like they say that you can't achieve anything without a well-defined aim. I think that you can't really slay a dragon if you don't know what that dragon is and if you haven't defined it super well. And so it starts with naming it. It's like you have to name the dangers of this world. And that's why when you have those helicopter parents who nerf everything around them and who make life kind of this nerf-proof reality, like, those kids are often screwed.
Yeah.
Screwed. Like they have no tools or abilities to actually maneuver through life.
Yeah, they're unprepared.
Unprepared,
Which is why what you're saying ignorant. Makes sense, is that if Dumbledore is setting up a lot of these things, it makes sense because it's the only way that it'll sharpen Harry as a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind
of his own, because it's up to his own resolve. Because I think that this movie also posits that question of destiny versus choice. You know, I think that a lot of things are destined and predestined, but then we're given free will on how to act on them. You okay? You good? Let me see. Drink water. Drink water.
I don't want to choke on it. That's what she said.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
But yes. That's what it is. Like what you just said is that you have a destiny, but then your choices along the way determine how it turns out, kind of, which is why there's like a contrast of like Harry and Voldemort, because Voldemort could have easily, or Tom Riddle could have easily ended up to be a Harry Potter because he was an orphan too.
Right.
And Harry Potter could have easily ended up being a Voldemort.
Exactly.
And so it's like there's the destiny, but then there's the choices that you make that define.
And we see that with like Bruce Wayne too. It's like it's the same idea. Because even Joker, it seems like he didn't have parents, right? Like he didn't have present parents, and then the Joker represents the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And so you have in that case, like the Joker is Voldemort, and you have Bruce Wayne, which is Harry Potter.
I didn't even think of that. That makes so much sense. It's like so wreaking havoc on the world.
Yeah, it's just wanting things to be chaotic for the sake of chaos.
Oh, that's crazy. I have some notes.
And do you think that Voldemort, people like Voldemort, villains, right? These epitomized versions of darkness, do you think that they seek to wreak havoc for the sake of havoc, or do you think that they create that in their immediate surrounding because it's what's familiar for them? And they are constantly chasing familiarity. And that's why when they come into contact with a beautiful garden, Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, he probably sets it on fire.
Yeah.
You know, like versus appreciating and basking in it, because appreciating that beauty is very foreign.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been taught how to appreciate anything other than cope with chaos. And so years and years of having to cope with chaos makes you numb to it. And then to feel anything, you have to always kind of create exponential chaos in order to feel that spike and thrill.
Yeah,
You
like
get what I'm saying? It's like misery loves company type of thing, but then misery loves more misery.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Like that's the saying. It's like that's what it means.
And that seems to be what is familiar for, like you're saying, the Joker. Well, in the story that he was saying, it's like his dad, you know, it was an alcoholic. And then for Voldemort, we saw when Dumbledore, like, brought him into Hogwarts and he was, like, an orphan kid and he was, like, kind of a little bit of a troublemaker and stuff. So it's like there's that cycle of kind of, like you're saying, of just constantly recreating
your past.
Yeah, recreating like what you're used to.
Right. Which is creating an environment that's familiar.
Yeah.
Because what you seek is familiarity, or that's all you've known, and so that's all you recreate. And so also you were never taught by your parents, more specifically, that you're able to create anything other than chaos in this world. And so your parents show to you by being an alcoholic, by abusing you, or by abandoning you, that that's what the world is all about.
But then what doesn't make sense to me is that you could easily say that for Harry, because he had a horrible family. But then he does in the sense of, like, you know, his little tricks of, like, kind of, you know, getting the snake to mess with his cousin, or like making his aunt float away or whatever. But then he has a good intended heart.
But then that's why I think he's the chosen one for a reason. You know, because out of all of these wizards from all of these schools, Harry is the one that's destined to face Voldemort. It's like he's the one that's destined. And I feel like that's the reason why. It's because he has the purest heart. And I think that when we see Hagrid for the first time, I think Hagrid is a manifestation of that heart. It's like a big heart. It's like that's what Hagrid personifies.
Yeah.
And it's Harry's heart. And he's a hairy guy.
Harry!
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
like a big,
gosh.
hairy heart. And so I feel like that's why he was chosen, is that he's uncontaminated. Like, you can't stain that. It's just pure.
And that's what he, like, that's what he attracts too, because Hermione has a big heart, and that's why she yells at the fake Mad-Eye Moody professor to stop with the curses, and why Ron has a big heart too. And, you know, it's like he attracts what he is.
Right.
And so the people that kind of like stand up to him or stand up for him rather are manifestations of himself.
And if you look at Harry, right, like he at no point in this movie, at least, or so far, he doesn't really show similar tendencies to even crack towards his friends or towards those he loves. So Hermione, for example, like she yells at them, screams at them, gets angry at them, gets frustrated, gets disappointed, gets hurt. Ron does the same thing, but Harry hasn't really done that yet. It's like he's just always kind of there, like, oh, all right, Ron, come on, she's just come on, or he goes with Hermione and there's like, all right, Hermione, come on, Ron's kind of being a bitch,
And yeah, and then
Ron's
even
being an asshole.
Yeah, even when he does, it's always like, it's still out of a lot of like intense care.
Yeah,
it's like, well,
he just wants to defuse.
It's like, aren't you my friend? You know,
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't you tell me about this?
It's always with an honorable undertone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always honorable.
It's never like he doesn't have the jealousy and the whatever, really like not in the same way that we see other people.
And he had every choice to, and I feel like even him being with the Dursleys, that was a test too, because he saw that the young Dudley kid, he would receive 30, 40 gifts, and then that was enough for Harry to develop this
Villain arc.
behavior of just always feeling like he's that he deserves more. It's like, I deserve more. It's like, I want more.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't really faze them.
Yeah, exactly. He's very grateful. Like, he's very humble. Okay, I wanted to point something out. When I first saw the Death Eaters, and maybe I'm not going to say it specifically, but the way that they were dressed reminded me of a specific group
You can say it. It's not that bad.
of the K.
Yeah.
K. K.
For the YouTube algorithm out there.
Yeah, because I don't want to like say it, which I also shouldn't have said the other thing, but
No, but that's like history, you know.
and I thought that was
This is
very
history too,
strange.
obviously.
Because think about that. They were celebrating the World Cup, and it was like a unity of different cultures
Mm-hmm.
coming together, all different people of different walks of life coming for this thing.
That's beautiful,
right?
actually.
And then
That's
these
very-
Death Eaters who look like, I'm sorry, but they literally looked
Look
like
it.
the
thing.
KKK, okay? And then they literally look like them, and then they just set everything ablaze.
Right.
Again, fire. It's like they just,
Destroyed this beautiful unity
Yes.
of all these flags, because all these flags were being waved. Everybody was coming together. Everybody was unified. And then comes darkness and destroys everything and creates chaos.
It's like celebrating. It didn't matter if you were Bulgarian or Irish or none. And and then they, like, everyone was celebrating no matter what.
Right.
And then these things just came, these people just came in and just like burned it all to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we see, like, has happened before and happens still in ways, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't think that anything is a coincidence. I'm sure that the writer of the book definitely included real world events in a way, and we see that with like everything that we've talked about. Like, there are connections that you can't deny.
Yeah. There's elements of like classicism, like we saw with Dobby. You know, like he was a house elf or
Yeah.
essentially a slave, and then Harry frees a slave. You know, like he grants him freedom through just caring for him and just kind of empathizing and sympathizing.
And then there's like quote unquote racism with the Muggles
Of
and the
course.
mudblood and
not quote unquote, like that's
Yeah.
that's deliberate.
it's very like
Poignant.
yeah, it's very but it adds a lot of like layers. Like, it's not just what you see on the screen.
It's not just magical
Yeah,
dragons
it's not.
and fairies and
It's
and
not fiction.
ogres. Yeah.
It's because there's a quote, right? I forgot who says it, but it says that there is no frigate like a book, and a frigate is like a type of vessel of transportation. And so there is no frigate like a book, and this frigate is that it connects you to reality, like it's able to transport you. So a book, and in this case, like, this is based on a book. In this case, it transports you through like, it's hard to
Through
explain.
reality.
Right, exactly.
Through reality, yeah.
Exactly. But
then the best way to get to people, because people don't like to be told what the truth is.
no, so you do
People
it.
like to be implied that they are capable of uncovering the truth for themselves.
Yes.
And that's what Dumbledore does for Harry Potter.
Exactly.
Because Dumbledore could kind of sit him down and say, like, listen, this and this and this is going to happen. All right? This is how you're going to take down the dragon. This is what you're going to do when you go down in the pool, in the lake. And this is what's going to happen in the maze. Okay? But you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because then you strip the person from gaining anything from the experience. Because look, you gain something. Growth is gained from confronting the unknown. If you resist confronting the unknown, then you resist growth.
And then the parallel to that is that if you are on this journey of like whatever it is, if you're on the journey of awakening, if you're on the journey of like self-development, if you're on the journey of whatever,
healing,
whatever it is, you can't just be given books and just read books and then think that that's like solving it. Like, you have to be able to do it yourself. Like, you could take what the books maybe instruct and apply it, but you still have to do the applying.
That's why the defense against the dark arts teachers have to be people who are well acclimated
To the dark arts.
to dark arts,
Yeah.
to darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's interesting too how it's called the dark arts. Because it's a dark art.
It is.
It's not like it's still given respect in the name itself. Right?
Mhm.
It's like that's where they learn how to confront confront darkness, but it's portrayed and painted as if it's an art.
It is.
Which it is an art. Confronting darkness is an art. That's crazy. And then the irony is that all of these films, all of these Harry Potter films so far, they all show that it's beautiful art that depicts one hero's journey in confronting all of the darkness.
Yeah. Whew. That's crazy.
Defense against the dark arts.
Defense against the dark arts.
Yeah.
Defense. Huh. Yeah, I have to think about that.
Yeah, me too.
That's really crazy though. Hold on. Sorry. I'm like so like
No, I'm so
it's interesting cuz there's a lot of contrast between like a red flame and a blue flame. So the Goblet of Fire is a blue flame, which the blue part of the flame is the hottest.
Mhm.
And so I don't know what to make of that yet.
I think I know.
Go.
The blue flame is the hottest.
It's like the hottest part of the flame.
I believe it's in ancient Egyptian mythology. They describe the Ka, which I believe is the soul, as having a blue color.
Hmm.
And I think that that's the essence that we all are, is just blue. And I think that that's why the blue flame is depicted, even in like Renaissance paintings or medieval paintings, it's always depicted to represent the soul, but when it's blue.
Mm.
And then they also say that when you want to meditate on something too, like if you use candles during your meditation and you want to have like a focal point, you can use the flame of a candle to dive deeper into deeper recesses of your mind and to access deeper meditation. And the way you do it is you focus on the wick, which represents the material existence, and then as you like expand away from the wick, you start seeing that there's the blue, which is the strongest, and it's connected to the wick, and then you see that it gets like red, and then it gets yellow around the edges, and so there's layers to the potency of the soul.
And then it kind of just like evaporates into the...
It dissipates, yeah.
into the air.
Right, so in this realm of reality, the whole idea is that the soul, which is what's in our body right now, is intrinsically connected with the material and is the closest to the material, and so it's what grounds us.
Mm.
And then that's what the element earth is supposed to represent. It's the soul becoming grounded, which is what I think Cedric represented. And then Fleur represented the water, because she's like literally dressed in blue. And then you have Victor Crumb, who represents the air, because in my opinion, he represents strategy, thoughts, in like intellectualizing things. Like he became a shark. He became all these things.
You know what I was going to say is that I think that...
And then Harry is fire, is my point.
Yeah, yes. But look how interesting, because I wrote this at the end. I think that each school represents an element, right? Because think about their vessel of transportation. The school that Crumb is from came from the sea. And that's why and then it's like they were on like a ship, and then the school that Fleur is from is a carriage flying through the sky. And then Hogwarts, they transport by train, which is land. So it's the land, the sea, and the air. And it's the three kind of like like, oh gosh,
foundational elements.
Yes, I can't speak today.
Oh, it's getting hard, I know, but we got this.
But then my point is that I saw it like in the sense of what you're saying, but instead of Crumb being air, I saw him more as being earth. Maybe that doesn't make sense.
I don't know, because when they show up breathing fire. Like, they literally breathe fire just like a dragon. And then the Hungarian dragon is also that.
Horntail, yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know, but maybe, but
Whatever.
for sure, like, they represent elements. And then it could be the case where one represents multiple elements and it just intertwines and interplays. And that's a complexity unto itself,
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't keep apologizing. We good.
Mad-Eye Moody told Harry that even though he's not allowed his broom, he is allowed a wand. And that's interesting because it's kind of like the wand is an extension of themselves. Like, that's why they each receive a wand that's like fitted perfectly for like who they are when they go to the wand shop in the first movie. And then Harry tests out different wands, and then it's like, oh, okay, no, not that one. And then each person is given like a specific wand that has like a specific core thing, and it's specific look to it. And then what's interesting is that that's a metaphor for what you have within. So even if you're not permitted a broom, so even if you don't have the tools that maybe like ascend you or accelerate you to grow in this life, you have your wand, or you have the source of your real power, which is you. It's like it's an extension of yourself.
That's crazy, actually, because I just thought about how the wand, being an extension of yourself, like you're saying, represents the act of manifestation and like willpower. And so that's what spells are.
Yeah.
Spells are casted onto others, but then you cast onto them what you desire.
Yes.
And so it's your deepest desire. And then that's maybe what Death Eater represents. It's like you are an eater of death. It's like you like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you are the lowest, because like what is a Death Eater? Maggots, right? Like maggots eat the dead flesh, and so it's the lowest of lows. And then when you cast Avada Kedavra, you are casting that desire to kill someone. And I feel like even before Harry Potter faces the dragon, I think that before that happened, he received that class with Mad-Eye Moody about the unforgivable curses, right? And so Mad-Eye Moody used an animal, a creature, to demonstrate the unforgivable curses. And so when Harry was confronting the dragon, he could have chosen to use any of those three curses on the dragon, perhaps, like even Crucio, even whatever, to control the dragon. But he deemed that to be inhumane, to infiltrate that being that he views and treats as a sentient being.
Yeah.
And then he treats the dragon with respect, and that's why he doesn't do that. And then same thing when he met with the hippogriff. It's like he treated it with respect and he bowed and he treated it as a sentient being. And so I think that that's what wands are. It's an extension. So it's the same thing as them saying you don't have a broom, but you have willpower. You don't have a broom, but you have your ability to manifest. And then that just is represented by the wand. Because even when he's at Ollivander's and he gets a wand and then disaster ensues, it's because a wand is supposed to be a conducive material tool that is able to kind of channel your energy.
Yeah. So to what you're saying, it's like you have to believe in what you're casting.
Right.
It's like if you don't, then it just blows up in your face, just like that one kid who every time in class when he tries to do the spells, it's like it always like explodes in his face.
Because he was just reciting the words without having any
it's
desire.
It's like having real belief. And so the key is that you have to just believe so strongly
and want something
that you're
so
able
strongly.
And so he was able to get a broom even though the broom itself wasn't permitted. He just believes, like, you know, calls his broom to him and then is able to have his broom with him.
And I feel like that's what he also does without having a wand when he inflates his aunt. Like, he does that without a wand.
Yes.
And he does it with his own willpower and with his ability to manifest and to project what he desires. And then when he's facing the monster in the Chamber of Secrets, the big serpent, he receives the Sword of Gryffindor, and he receives Fawkes.
Yeah.
The Phoenix comes, which a phoenix feather is what's inside of his wand. And so it's just interesting how he needed the twin wand, the brother or sister wand, to Voldemort's wand with the feather, with the phoenix feather. And Ollivander was like, I wonder, because he's a powerful wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the only wand that would be able to handle his ability to like manifest his reality.
That's crazy.
And his power as a wizard. Like, he's a powerful wizard.
I wonder if you can use someone else's wand. I wonder how that works.
Yeah.
Like in a dire situation, like if you didn't have your wand, or if you could do like what Harry does, if you could just use your mind to manifest and still make magic happen, which I thought at one point I saw Voldemort like casting the magic with his hand.
That's
it's
what
like,
Dumbledore did.
And not with his wand.
Dumbledore dimmed all of the flames in the Great Hall with his hand.
It's weird.
It's like he doesn't really use a wand.
I think that's like a step above
Yeah.
the wand. The wand is like the beginners, but then
Yes.
being advanced is being able to do it with no wand.
The wand is the training wheels on your bike.
Because think about it, the animagus, like the animagus, they transform. It's not like they use their wands to
Right.
transform. They just transform.
Yeah.
And that's that's probably an advanced kind of spell magic set too. It's like being able to do that. You have to be at a certain
level of like proficiency.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
Interesting. And so like Peter Pettigrew, right? He can cast the killing curse because he is exceptionally good at magic. And so there is no denying that. It's like
he was friends with James and Lily Potter, right?
The fact that he is an animagus himself proves that he is a like
high wizard, like a highly capable wizard.
Can't talk, but
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
It's crazy. And then wizards who evolve past the use of the wand, they are the ones that take off their training wheels and they're able to fly.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I wrote Harry was out flying the dragon, which is like doing the impossible, right? Like a dragon, you could just only imagine. It's got a wingspan that's like massive, and Harry was out flying it on a broomstick. And that's, it's unheard of, I'm sure. It's like
flying from it, right? You're saying?
Yeah, but out flying it, it's like it never caught up to him.
out flying it.
Yeah, out flying him. Yeah, it's like it never caught him. It didn't like think about it. It's like trying to run away from like a jaguar.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
It's like you can't outrun a jaguar. It would easily catch up to you and
using
rip
a
you
bike
apart.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like using a bike, because even if you got a high-end bike, it could only really push as far as you can push it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what a broom, I think, is, because it's all about the way of like conquering the broom. Because even when they learn how like to pick up a broom, it's up.
Yeah.
And then the teacher says that you have to say it with like assertiveness. You have to exert dominance over it.
Yeah. And then Harry just is natural at it. But then that's my point, is that it's crazy because he does have some like very rare talent with like flying. Because that seems like something that would be impossible to do. It's like outfly a dragon.
And the name of his broom too, right? It's Firebolt.
Yeah.
Bolt of lightning is on his forehead.
Yeah.
And then fire is used to transform. It's the ultimate transformation tool.
Exactly.
And then it catches on fire at one point too, because the dragon smokes it. Like blows fire onto it. Yeah.
Let me see. Polyjuice potion changes appearance, which I wrote down when the polyjuice potion thing was first mentioned. I was like, okay, polyjuice is meant to change appearance, so someone is changing their appearance, because they had used the polyjuice potion in the other movie,
right,
to turn into Malfoy's friends. But then I just couldn't figure out who it was when I wrote it. And I was like trying to figure out if it was like one of the students. I was even thinking at one point if it was Ron, because I was like, oh, Ron is acting so weird.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's not, foreign to using it. And then the sirens, I wrote down the same thing you said about singing to the fishermen, which is interesting, and then kind of luring them into the depths of the ocean. Saving his friends underwater. Facing creatures. Hold on. Sacrifice to. So that's what's interesting, right? When Harry saves both Ron and the girl that he wasn't supposed to save, he kind of again sacrifices himself because he's already losing the power of the gillyweed. And I think that was like, I think that these movies have been showing this like loss of innocence, and we see it a lot at the end, especially like when Cedric dies. It's like the innocence is completely
stripped away.
Yeah, it's
and
like
that's why Hermione at the end, like she says that everything's gonna be different now.
Yeah,
because it's stripped away. It's done.
Yeah, it is. It is different.
Because darkness has like showed its head.
Yeah, it's like it's made its appearance, and it's kind of like, oh God, I'm having such a hard time talking. But anyways,
that's okay. Take your time, and we could always touch bases too with the next movie. It's just because we woke up.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m., guys, and it's 1 a.m. right now.
Snape, Death Eater, loyal to the Dark Lord, but now he isn't. That's interesting because we always like felt this weird energy from Snape. Like we didn't know if he was trustworthy or not.
I still don't know.
I still don't know either. But from what it seems like he could still be playing both sides of the fence a little bit. And maybe there is a greater purpose for it, or maybe he's like power hungry himself, and that's why he wants to be the professor of the dark arts, and that's why maybe he's envious of Dumbledore, and I don't know. People change in the more people change in the people change in the maze, lose yourself along the way. And that was Dumbledore that said that?
Yeah.
That people change the maze and that you can lose yourself. I feel like he was predicting what happened to Victor Crumb, which would tie into what you're saying, that he is kind of like plotting it all along. Because the only person that really changed was him, because he was bewitched.
Right.
And he was like, kind of going after them, because or else it would just kind of be every man for themselves, just trying to find the cup. And I think that there was a reason that he said that, and that you lose yourself along the way. And I think that that's also foreshadowing that Harry would lose like part of his innocence along the way when facing Voldemort. So it's all like hints, and it's all like encrypted. Cedric has a father figure, wins the girl, and then I made the comparison with Harry, which I already said. And then Harry saves Cedric instead of getting the cup. So did I for a moment, and then I connected that to what I said, is that maybe that was just an instinct and not really him contemplating taking the cup for a win. Voldemort was born from fire, servant and master reunited, which I thought was crazy, like tied it in still. The boy who lived, love made him lose his powers. Love made him lose his...
Love destroyed Voldemort.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And then love is protection, magic with his hand, which I thought was crazy. I noticed like it seemed like he was casting the magic with his hands. And then a weird part is that when Harry and Voldemort are facing each other, it seemed like the light that was like surrounding them, like this bubble, looked like wings.
Yeah,
It was like,
it was creating an aura.
yeah.
Protective aura.
It's really straight, but it's like wings like angels, and then that's when we
Hmm.
see like angels. It's like Cedric, and then the other man, and then Harry's parents. Blood runs through Voldemort's veins, and then this is what's crazy. Harry won the Triwizard Tournament, right? Which we can equate to maybe, like winning the game of life, right? For example. But then when you win the game of life, you also have to consider what the cost is to win the game of life. And
The
what that
price-
means is that there's like suffering and there's struggle.
Yeah.
But go.
The price is just death, is all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The price of life is death.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So, and I also think that the Triwizard trophy is also supposed to be a lesson to Harry that not everything that shines and glimmers is gold.
Yes.
Because then it's also a lesson, because I feel like the maze is supposed to represent life, and then people get lost in the maze and people get lost in the illusions of life, running into dead ends and being deceived by people and coming across people when they're not themselves and creating resentment, because Cedric was going to kill the other guy until Harry intervened and then said, wait, no, like he's not himself right now. Like don't do this. It's not his fault. Like he can't control it. And then that's when Cedric was kind of like, all right, fine. Otherwise I would have killed him. Then who knows, like maybe he would have hurt him at least very badly, but then Harry stepped in. And then I feel like the trophy itself, which was glimmering and glistening in the background while they were talking to each other until they decided that they would both run at it together, I feel like it's supposed to represent that. It's like we aspire towards achieving these kind of things in life, and we think that they're going to imbue our life with value and worth, but then when we actually reach it, we are always kind of unsatisfied.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really fulfill you. So it's basically Dumbledore saying, be careful with what you wish for and what you think you want, because what you think you want isn't always going to be the truth.
And isn't that interesting what you mentioned? Like, doesn't that show also how selfless Harry is? Because even at the end, they're obviously like honoring Cedric because he passed, but they kind of like are holding him up to a pedestal. And then Harry,
which I didn't buy.
Right, and then like, but my point is that Harry, who's the real hero all throughout, every single moment he has to be selfless, he is selfless. Like he risks being the last place winner in the lake to save everyone if he could. Like he wanted to save all of them. Like he wanted to save Hermione, he wanted to save Ron, he wanted to save like the Cho girl and the other girl, and then it's like. And he would have literally died. Like he was almost on the verge of dying, like not being able to breathe underwater. And then he gets like second place.
Right.
It's like, so then it just goes to show that in a weird way that maybe your efforts won't always get you first place, but that's okay because you define for yourself like how worthy your character is.
Yeah, you're not always going to be applauded
exactly.
for things that you decide to do selflessly. Yeah.
Because if it were up to me, Harry would have gotten first place in that challenge.
Right, and then I think that that's also supposed to be a lesson for Harry, and it has been so far, where he doesn't really get acknowledgement for the good that he does, and I feel like that's to really push him to the brink of choosing, well, okay, like I've done all this effort, I've been selfless so many times, and people still don't give me what I feel like I deserve. And so that's supposed to be like a lesson in character. It's to see if Harry has this tendency or this inclination to kind of demand respect and demand recognition, demand acknowledgement, which he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
And that's the most selfless form, is that you take no credit for any of the work you do.
That's crazy.
And that you do the work for the sake of doing the work, you know?
And then I wrote down, like, Harry is, like, in all of these movies, like, he's involuntarily forced into this destiny,
Mhm.
right? Because he just so happened to be scarred by Voldemort and be the chosen one, and now he has to face everything that comes with it. And then it ties into the whole idea of purpose being more of a burden than it is a gift at times, and that you just have to like accept that.
Right.
And so that's what it is. That like that's the point too, is that he's not gonna get his acknowledgments and stuff, but he has to take on all of the burden of being the hero still.
Right.
You know, even if it doesn't come with the blessings or the self-interest kind of things, the gifts and the, you know.
Yeah, it's good for the sake of good.
Yeah. And then let me see. The facing the dragon is like facing your deepest fears, and then you overcome them, and then it represents the physical kind of fears, like the ones that you can, you know, visualize. And then the lake is the depths of your unconscious, which we talked about, and then it's like confronting what's hidden deep within. And this is all about like the soul's journey and stuff. And so it deals with the emotions. And then you emerge literally from the water after you've confronted these different things in the subconscious, which is like the mer people and the drowning loved ones and whatever else. It's like, it's what's like hidden within. And then the maze is like is what you're saying. It's like a metaphor for life, which is like confusing, and it's complex, and it changes and
unpredictable.
Yeah, it's like unpredictable,
Infinite,
and then you
seemingly.
navigate through it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it represents like the just the challenges that we face, you
Of
know.
life,
Yeah. And then what else did I write? And then the last things I have is that that there's a reason Cedric dies, and it's because there's supposed to only be 3 champions in the Triwizard Tournament, and that's why it's called the which means 3, Triwizard Tournament. And so every year it's always been 3, and there's 3 challenges, and so there being now a 4th one because someone manipulated it, be it Moody or whoever it was, throws it off balance. And
That's
so
great.
it needs to rebalance itself. And so that's why one of the contestants has to sacrifice their lives.
And more specifically, it has to be in between 2 people from the same school.
From the same school.
Because Cedric doesn't really represent... Because Cedric represents externally what Harry Potter represents internally.
Mhm.
It's like Cedric portrays himself as being the selfless person, but then at the same time, when Harry was being bullied with the pins,
He was
Cedric just
laughing.
kind of chuckled, and he just wants to be accepted and viewed as cool and fun, and it's like, it's no big deal. But then Harry is the type to tell everybody to like throw that away and order everybody that, like, tell everybody that it's not cool, that he doesn't like it, and that he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
So he is he's the perfected hero. He's the perfected soul.
Yeah,
And then Cedric is just an illusion. Like, he's just a false representation of what that should be. And then at the end, when Harry wins the Triwizard Tournament and achieves eternal glory, just like Dumbledore promised, all anyone can think about is Cedric.
Yeah. And then it gets overshadowed. But then Harry doesn't complain.
And then I think that even Albus Dumbledore's eulogy, like him talking about Cedric and speaking so highly about him, I think that that's what we also do, is that we posthumously
Hold people to a high regard.
hold
when
people
they-
to a higher standard than when they were living.
Yeah. And I think that he was also kind of speaking to Harry,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Yeah, like he was just swap Cedric for Harry. Yeah, I think that that's exactly it. Because if you look up, right, and it's exactly that, because even the banners were all H. So it was celebrating Harry, but then Dumbledore was speaking highly of Cedric. And we kind of all know is essentially what Dumbledore was telling Harry. It's
Yeah.
like, we all know who the real hero is, but for the sake of social standards of like what people do when somebody dies. I'm going to speak highly of this person, even though maybe they weren't all that.
Yeah, and that's why he says like, he was loyal. It's like we didn't even see that. It's like I didn't see any instances of his like loyalty being tested.
Yeah,
but
his selflessness.
Yeah,
like
and
he
so,
was pushing Harry, like trying to get to the cup.
And so that's why I think it was like kind of directed to Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's interesting, right? Because it's like Harry was the 4th contestant, right? Or 4th champion or whatever they called it. And it's the 4th movie and it's his 4th year, and it's like the number 4 is very like prevalent. And then Dumbledore mentioning randomly that his 4th year at Hogwarts, he set those curtains on fire.
Yeah.
It's like there was something about the 4 and
then think about the use of the word curtains, right? Like when you open the curtain, you unveil what's behind it. And so Dumbledore set the curtain on fire. And so the thing that was withholding the truth from Dumbledore, he set on fire, and that completely burnt it to the ground, and that completely unveiled it. And so fire is the purification process that matures you to the point where spiritually you understand now that you're becoming an adult, and the world is filled with chaos, it's filled with malevolence, and it's filled with evil.
And that's what he did. Like literally in the 4th year for Harry, he burned the curtain again for everyone, which is the curtain that Voldemort is back. It's like there is no curtain anymore. It's like there is no shielding. There's no hiding. Yeah, it's like it's now in like out in the open. But yeah, that's all I have. Sorry, I was having a really rough time speaking today.
Me too, but it's because of our day. Like it's been a long day,
and I beat myself up about it.
Me too, but that's fine. It's like we'll make up for it in the next reaction videos, because we'll also like find our flow and stuff. And we apologize if this one came off a little bit less desirable or of less quality, quote unquote. But also at the same time, it's the best we could do with what we have at the moment, and I feel like that's life. It's like, like there is no perfect state of mind or a perfect day for a reaction video, and we've been trying to chase that for a while, and that's one of the reasons why we've been so spotty with our upload schedule and so inconsistent, because we've been trying to chase that, and we're never going to find it. And so today, ironically, is the day that we burnt that curtain to the ground too. It's like unveiling the truth of doing this thing. Like it's going to take us doing it on days where we feel like we were shite. Or shite. Complete shite.
Yeah.
And there are days when we're going to feel like, wow, like that was a great reaction video. And who knows?
And that's the irony, is that like we hold ourselves back from doing it because we have like a lot of days like today where it's like, okay, we know
we almost didn't do it today.
We know our brain is foggy, and we know we want to put the best out there, and we're all, everything that we stand for is about giving quality. It's like we're not the people who pump out 30 videos just to do the 30 videos. It's like we care about like
the quality of the video,
especially us as like overthinkers. Like we're probably gonna overthink this after we're done here. Like
I've done that many times.
We didn't do our best, but we're like, and we kind of like beat ourselves up about it. But that's what like keeps us ironically from doing more of these. And if we just push through it, and if we believe in ourselves a little bit more, then we can,
Yeah. But again, like unapologetically also, here's what we have to offer. And if you enjoyed it, let us know by dropping a like and by engaging with us in the comments. We try to read every single comment, even if we can't really interact with every single one, because we're still going back to comments in like first videos, and we're still like, there's always an influx of comments coming in. So we're trying our best. But we read a lot of the comments, and we are listening, and we are paying attention, and we know that people want more, and they want more frequency. But then that's like today was one of those first steps towards that, where we can kind of normalize the idea that you don't have to be 100% every time when you sit down to watch a movie. And that's what we did today. And today we were just like I'm exhausted right now because it's been 24 hours since we've been up. And I need to sleep, and I'm also kind of hungry, and I'm thinking in my head, well, what am I going to eat?
Yeah.
And, so it's all that stuff. But special thank you, and we will be watching the 5th one right after this one. this week still. Like we'll watch it this week, and we hope to finish it soon. But not to rush it, but just to keep everything fresh in the head. All right. So with that being said,
tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in, and we are gonna knock out right now. But with that being said, I don't even know what the closing slogan is anymore. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget that it's never wrong
To be mentally gone.
Peace to the world.